Hello, hello, hello. Uh, got the AirPods in just to help mitigate the wind. Uh, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday in the Philippines. Did a little walking. Now I'm going to take a break and do a little talking. We'll see who shows up. I'll give it a few minutes. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I wake up happy every day, every morning in the Philippines. Thank you, Martin, for being here. First, hey, you're first, my friend. Thank you for being here. Like I said, I have my AirPods in. They seem to help when I'm by myself to kind of noise cancel any of the. There's a little bit of breeze. Feels good here uh, in my favorite spot. Been doing some walking, Martin. Now I want to do some talking, take my little break. I don't think I'm going to sit on the wall just yet. Not out here. Like I said, this is hot and not very comfortable. So I figured, why not have a live stream, check in with everybody, see who shows up, and we can talk anything. We can talk. Do you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, topics? I have some topics. There's always something to talk about. But let me know how the audio and the video look. Uh, Give me a thumbs up or something. Not thumbs up liking, but thumbs up emoji just to let me know how things sound. Um, but yeah, it's another beautiful day, and it's nice too because you got a little cloud cover, and for anybody that's not the biggest fan of direct sunlight, you're shaded a little bit out here. So as always, this early in the day, afternoon, the cooler, I guess, or the less sun there is, it kind of brings more people out. Um, but hey, Martin knows AirPods are pretty sweet. I just wish the battery lasted longer. You know what? I bought these are the second generation AirPods, Martin. Um, I had the first generation ones forever. The stem was a lot longer. Um, had them forever, like used them a lot. They work great. I'm surprised they lasted as long as they did. The battery, I don't know, seems to be good for me. Typically, I just listen to music, so they tend to last pretty long. And then once you put them back in the charging case, they seem to maybe not go to 100% right away, but they seem to be pretty good for me. But like I said, these were second generation. I got them on Amazon when I went back to the US in March before I came back because my other ones were just they were beat. They were done. They were first generation ones. I had those for years. I'm actually surprised they lasted as long as they did. So, yeah, anybody who's in the live, my name's Michael. I'm from the United States and I'm here in the Philippines. Just looking to talk up some talk and did a lot of my walking exercise already this morning. And now I'm kind of like on a brief break time. So, anybody here, if you're new to the channel, um, I'm always open to taking a like, and I'm always open to new subscribers, which eventually become friends anyway. So, Martin, thank God you're the engine in the comment screen. So I'm glad you're here. Martin says they sound good. Sound is good. All right, that's good. Yeah, like Ray had told me also, he said when I did a live collaboration with somebody else, he said he asked me what they were, and it said it sounded really good and gives you that noise cancellation. And tried doing it with Che the other day, and obviously that didn't work out very well. I had him both in my ears, thinking it was going to pick up her voice, but actually it canceled out her voice. Uh, and then we tried a separate one in each ear. I had one in my ear, the right ear. Yes, last night Ray interviewed Che and I'm not sure if you saw that. Uh, Worked fine with me, but then he couldn't hear her, so he just took him out and just dealt with the wind. Um, I don't remember if we put the microphones on. Maybe we did last night. I think we did. Yeah, I think we did put the microphones on. But we just didn't have, oh, yeah, I did have the little fuzzy things you put on to block the wind out. But Martin says, not sure which I got. I turned off all the noise cancellation and active listening feature, but it still kind of blows. I didn't really see, Martin, on the AirPods for me. I didn't really see, there's not much of a difference from second gen. I don't even know what generation they're at, fourth or fifth generation AirPods. Um, Obviously, they're more expensive. And the tips have that silicone rubber tip. I don't like those, to be honest with you. I guess if you're doing stuff and you're active and bouncing around, jumping and shaking your head. Yeah, I do have rubber tip ones, another brand that are Bluetooth. I actually left them at home back in the States. If I'm doing something where I'm really moving around and I'm worried about them slipping out of my ears, because these could fall out, you really have to shake your head. These aren't bad at all. And price wise, I think I got them on sale, Martin, on Amazon. I almost think they weren't even more than $100 through Amazon. It was a sale. I do remember that. So as soon as I saw that they're on sale, I was like, I better grab them now while I can. Uh, but yeah, I like them. They weren't very expensive. I need something to listen to music. And now that I know that I can kind of use them when I'm by myself doing a live stream, and there's always a breeze here, for the most part by the ocean, and feels good to me, but I want to be able to, you guys to be able to hear me. We got Josh here. Hey, Josh, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for being here. Just a random live. Obviously, I didn't do one yesterday, if anybody even noticed. I figured I was doing the interview with Che on Ray's channel, so kind of figured that was enough. And maybe you guys are getting sick of watching my lives anyway. So, but now I'm back. But thank you, Josh, for being here. He says the fuzzy mics work good. That's good. Like I said, the only problem I noticed too is if it gets windy for whatever. Now I have an iPhone 15 for whatever reason. I've never ever actually been that impressed with the actual speaker that's on the phone on iPhones. I don't really know if there's any phones, whether it's Samsung or something else. Maybe you guys have Samsungs. Like, how are the external speaker, like the speakers that are built into the phone, how well do they work? Um, but when you have wind and all this background noise, it's very hard for me to hear. Um, and that's why I put these on all the time. Obviously, when I mean I can't hear is if I'm doing like a live stream collaboration, say with Ray or my other friend Gary, it kind of stinks. I can't hear him. Or like last night, it was still kind of hard to hear without these. So the wind, yeah, I've never been impressed with the speakers on these phones. Uh, oh, Martin says at Josh, yeah, it's pretty cool how well those work. Yeah, and that's like I said, aside from listening to music, these have a little bit of an advantage when I'm speaking to you guys to block out outside noise to help you hear. Then if I do a collab live stream, it allows me to hear as well as you guys hear me better. But like I said, it's too much background. The wind is blowing right in your ear. Josh says, did you figure out what kind of structure caught that fire? Shay and I actually walked by that, tried to get close to it. We couldn't really see a street to get in there. I think it was almost like you probably had to go, not necessarily an alley, but like a alley, like there's some way to get in there that we didn't know, but we did walk by to try and find it because I wanted to get close and ask somebody, and I still might do that if I can find a way to get in there. It was like the building was like ice, it was like surrounded, like we didn't know where to go in. It wasn't like you could turn in a street, and the structure wasn't like along a street, it was like behind somewhere. But yeah, I want to check that out. Again, the last thing I heard was just our security guy at our hotel said he had heard nobody was harmed or hurt. He said it was a restaurant, but I don't know if that was the main reason. But Seems like electrical seems to be very common here, Josh. Travel in the Frank. Hello, Travel in the Frank. Welcome to my live stream. My name's Michael. I'm here living abroad. Not like you guys want to look at me. Living abroad in the Philippines. And right now I'm just at one of my favorite places where I walk in Dumaguete, Philippines. This is the Boulevard. And I'm hanging out. I just did a lot of walking. I love the exercise, and now I'm trying to get, getting into this live stream thing, kind of getting a little more consistent. But thank you, Traveling the Frank. Where are you from? Marco Allison. Oh, wait a minute. Beatrice says, I like your hat. You know what? I like my hat too. This is a company in the United States, and the name escapes me. They design, I like trucker style hats with the mesh where your hat can breathe, your head can breathe. But a lot of those trucker style hats that you can find anywhere, they have like a real high dome. And most people, I don't think, have a head that's high. So it's like you have this big gap in your hat, whereas these, there's no gap. They design them to eliminate that big, it's like you have like a depth of hat on your head. I mean, I'm sure, I guess there's some people that their heads are that big, but yeah, mine's not that big. So they design these hats just to fit better, to look better, but we're still with the mesh. I've had this ring for a while. It's like a brown hat, but it's faded a little bit, but I love it. It's the only hat I wear just because the mesh backing. I love this hat. But thanks, Beatrice Cole, for the comment, and thank you for being here on my hat. Or appreciate the comment on my hat, and thank you for being here. Travel to Frank is waving, saying hi. We got Marco Allison Castro. Can I subscribe, bro? So of course you can always subscribe. If my channel is something that interests you, I'm a foreigner from the United States living abroad in the Philippines, and we create a community here in my live stream. You kind of like, once you become a normal regular here on my live streams, you're no longer just a subscriber, you're a friend. So of course you can subscribe, Marco. Where are you from, Marco? Uh Kamel Arasayan, and I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce your name right. Where am I living? I'm currently living in the Philippines. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines, but I'm from the US. So yeah, I'm living abroad. Been here a little over a year total in the Philippines, but I did go back home to the United States in March. On March 17th until June 17th, I flew back because I like it so much here and I missed it. So yeah, that's where I live right now in the Philippines. Love the warm weather. Martin says, as soon as I retire, I'm getting a flip phone. Do they still, can you, I'm sure you probably still can get a flip phone, maybe on eBay. I don't know about it. I never researched. I don't know much about um, flip phones nowadays. I remember when I was moving out of my house, I found so much junk boxes. I had saved my flip phones. It was a Motorola. It was a Motorola flip phone. And I still even had the charger for it. But a lot of stuff I ended up giving away or throw away at the trash. I'm sure some people would have bought it, but yeah, I had a Motorola flip phone. Heck, I even had an original, it was like one of those Nokias, solid black phone Nokia. Obviously, that was before they became smartphones. But yeah. Bama in the Philippines is here. Hey, Bama, how are you? Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you too. I've been doing some walking this morning, getting my exercise in, and now I'm talking. So yeah, that's why I titled it Philippines Walking. Now some talking, and it's a little bit of a break for me. And I already had coffee, so I'm good to go. I already did before I started this live stream. I made sure I went to the bathroom and relieved myself, peed, so I wouldn't get stuck in the middle of a live stream because I chugged a lot of water too. So you know how that can hit you all of a sudden, and then you gotta pee. I try to alleviate that. Hey, Philip, how you doing, my friend? Welcome. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever anybody is at. Thank you for being here. I always appreciate it. Anybody that comes in, whether it's one, two, three, or maybe someday it'll get bigger. I'm not so sure, but that doesn't really matter anyway. Uh, Philip said, hi. Philip says, I'm bouncing back and forth between you and Ray. Huh. I didn't even realize Ray was live. I didn't check. I was actually charging my phone because also this morning when I went walking to go get my coffee before I did my actual exercise, I called my mother and father on video chat to check in with them. They're uh, they're living in Pennsylvania, so I check in with my mother and father. I miss them. They miss me, so I kind of talk to them once or twice a week. Today was that day. We talked for like an hour and talked about everything, my life here and stuff like that. But yeah, I always check in with my mother and father. It's very important to do that. But I appreciate you bouncing back and forth. Josh says same Philip. So I guess Josh is bouncing back and forth as well. I appreciate that, you guys. I appreciate you bouncing back and forth. Like I said, I didn't even realize Ray was live. I didn't even look. I kind of just went to the live stream and then I'm sure I got the notification, but honestly, I wasn't really paying attention. Um, and it gets tough. Like you want, it's like you become, we all, like all of us that do YouTube become such good friends. And then you try to, like I said this before, you try to like respect each other's live stream and not like overlap. But it's kind of hard to do, and Ray's got to do it when it's best for Ray. I got to do it what's best for me. Gino's got to do it when it's best for Gino, and so on and so on. But I appreciate you guys even flipping back and forth. Um, I appreciate it. Thank you guys a lot. Um, Kamel Erasayan says, "Good luck." Thank you, Kamel. And hey, tell us where you're from if you're willing to share where you're from. I always like to know where everybody's from. So again, give me a like if you like interested in my channel and give me subscribe to me also if you're interested. I'm just trying to grow the channel and it's my responsibility and my duty to say, hey, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and then it just helps me out and I greatly appreciate it. Josh says, I have Ray on the TV and Michael on the phone. Ray's on the big screen. I'm on the small screen. But hey, Josh, whatever works. God bless you. I'm thankful and appreciate the support. This is good for me anyway because I need conversation on a daily basis. Yes, I talk to Che, but I can't have the same conversations with Che that I do you guys. And I'm thankful and I appreciate it. Uh, David, hello, David. I don't know if I've seen you on my live stream lately, David. Maybe I have, but it seems like it's been a few days. I'm always thinking about you, making sure you're healing up good. I know you're coming soon. I assume you're still in California is where you'll be flying from, David. But I'm glad to see you here. I'm excited for you. Uh, and if anybody doesn't know David, he's a great guy. He's dealt with a little bit of drama, and I guess that would be an understatement. But he's coming to the Philippines soon. So I'm excited for him. Everybody should be excited. I'm glad you're here, David. Martin says that Josh, we got to get that headband away from him. Who's wearing a headband? I guess you guys were talking about Ray. Ray's went from a cap to a headband. It could get look interesting. I mean, I think of basketball players or some 10 like John McEnroe wearing a headband back in the day. It kind of shows you how old I am. Uh, Josh says Ray is getting a female following. Uh-oh. You know, though, like he's getting that female following and he's got that. He went from being guapo to super guapo to Ray's confidence levels going through the roof. It's kind of funny, but yeah, uh, I guess they would say Ray's feeling like he's the shizzle, my nizzle, or however the hell you would say that. But good for Ray. He's having a good time. He's happy. He's a ladies' man. He's into it. David says, all is good. We can see both you. David, thank you a lot, all of you, but for your comment, I greatly appreciate it. You make me feel good that you're here. And like, you know, as much of a fan as you are of me and my channel, I'm a fan of yours and everybody else. It's always great that people, it's a community. It's like a friendship. It's it's hard to describe, but it's like I look forward to it. This is my way to like reach out to all you guys, especially people that are here in the Philippines. We're building that relationship, friendship, and it's always awesome to look forward to meeting each other. And then it's there's those others that are somewhere else in the world that maybe are considering coming to the Philippines, or maybe they can't due to health issues or money financial situation. So I hope I can bring something to their life, happiness to their life, showing them that there's other things, that there's other places to go see in the world, and the Philippines is not a bad place to go. La, la, la. Thank you again, David. Kamal Ariasayan says, I'm from Turkey. I'm waiting in my country. Awesome. So you're from Turkey. That's great. Are you, Kamal, ever been to the Philippines, considering coming to the Philippines, or you're just learning about the Philippines? But I appreciate you being here because this is how you meet people. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to do so. Usually it's an open forum. Sometimes I think of topics maybe I would use in my title to get the live stream going, but usually that topic, whatever it is, just goes off the rails, which is all good. And it's just like a free for all. So I love that too. I'm just kind of hiding behind this pole to give me some shade. But thank you, Kamal. Appreciate you being here. David says, I have been soon very busy getting things done to get out. Yeah, I'm sure you are busy, David. I mean, it was almost like I wouldn't say I was stressed when I first packed up to come here. But one thing I did make a mistake. I brought too much. I brought too much. I did make that mistake of overpacking slightly. It was a small suitcase, carry on, and a backpack. But even that was too much in a way because you can buy everything, mostly things. I would only bring things here, in my advice, enough clothes to get you here, and then any personal things that you need that you maybe, obviously, the essentials and any personal meds or vitamins or something, and then find out if you can get them delivered here on Amazon if you're going to be here long term. But I would bring as little as possible because once you get here, you can buy, if you're like me, shorts, t-shirts, and I don't need anything else. If you need any other clothes, you can just buy them here and they're extremely cheaper if you're not really particular about what brand it is or stuff like that. Like I brought this is an Under Armour shirt, but I brought this from home. I've had this for years. So I do have some stuff. Flying soon, the 19th. Yay, yay for David. This is so awesome. I'm so excited for you, David. I'm just glad. I'm glad you're doing it and you're sticking to it. Martin says no, it's like a hippie headband. So basically, Ray has pulled out the hippie stuff today for his live stream. That's awesome. Ray, like I said, he is comical. He's funny and he just does it. He makes people laugh and he has fun. Um, is he drinking anything today? Is anybody see Chief? Is Chief motivating Ray to time for a drink, or is Ray being good drinking coffee out of his Hello Kitty cup? I'm trying to find Ray a Hello Kitty T-shirt, and then I want to get a Hello Kitty. Maybe you can find a Hello Kitty headband for him. He'll be all decked out doing a live stream in his Hello Kitty outfit. Ray's like the only foreign American that I know that he could wear Hello Kitty and he could wear it well. I'd be dying laughing. Uh-oh. Everybody say hi to Che. Che is here. Hi, Che. Are you at your mother's house yet? Are you there yet? Where are you at? Are you still like riding on a tricycle traveling there? But thank you for being here, Che. You're so supportive. I don't look at you as a subscriber. I don't even look at you as a friend, best friend, girlfriend. So thank you for being here, Che. Josh says hi, Che. Che says, hey, Josh. GW's here. Hello, GW. How are you doing, GW? Hello. Ray just ended the live. Okay. That's good. I don't feel so bad. Like I said, I had no idea he was live streaming, and I'm sure I got a uh whatever notification for it, but I turn my notifications off sometimes for YouTube just because Sometimes you get too much and I just flood your screen. Uh, insert name here. Hello, insert name here. Afternoon, Michael. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Insert name here. It's kind of like a tongue twister. What's new with you? Insert name here. Again, thank you for being here. Josh says Ray might pop in now. Well, that's cool. I want Ray to explain what's up with the headband. Is he drinking coffee? What's he had for breakfast? I want to know everything. Insert name here says Michael. You said afternoon, Michael, and then you said Michael. Is your name Michael too? Insert name here. You look familiar. Maybe I know you more from Ray's channel. I get confused. That sounds like insert name here. I've heard something like that before. But anyway, I don't know if you're, I apologize. Sometimes when you're on so many live streams and you're on so many familiar, you see so many familiar faces, you get confused. It's like, now, do I only know this person because I saw him on Ray's live or James and Karen's live or Gino's live? So my apologies, insert name here. Maybe you already are a subscriber, which would make you a friend. So thank you for being here. And if you like the live stream and you're capable, give me a thumbs up. Helps my channel, helps me, and I'm very appreciative and humbled by anything my friends, you guys all do. And if you're new to the channel and you're not a subscriber and you're interested in following the journey of an American foreigner here in the Philippines, just living his life and stress free and happy, and wakes up in the morning and just knows the only thing I know when I get up in the morning I'm doing is I know I'm eating breakfast, I know I'm walking to get coffee, and then I know I'm going walking. After that, I don't know what's going to happen. Yes, the apartment thing is still in that's still going on. Hopefully that gets rectified soon. I'm tired of dragging that out. But you guys will know more when I know more. But GW says, welcome everyone. Uh-oh, Ray's here. Hopefully my viewers follow me here. What it do, Michael? What it do, Ray? I heard you're wearing like a do-rag or something, or who? Martin described it as a hippie rag or headband. What's going on this morning with you? You pull something out, or is it just a t-shirt that you wrapped on your head? What's going on? I mean, I'm already trying to find you a Hello Kitty t-shirt. Now I'm going to have to find you a Hello Kitty headband. Good Lord. But yeah, hey, Ray, looks like after the live stream, at least I don't know how much of our live stream interview from last night people are watching, but at least they're clicking on it. Looks like you got a lot of views, so that's good. Um, that's great. Glad it like it seemed like it turned out really well, and I'm glad a lot of people tuned in for it. Minus the negative comments. Other than that, it's all good. I don't care. People are jealous and haters and all that yada yada yada. I'm happy, and nobody's going to rain on my parade. The only rain I'm going to deal with is if it rains here in the Philippines. That's it. GW said, make sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, GW, I got to hook you up here. You're always doing a good job. So, and always reminding stuff. So there, I made you a moderator, GW, and I hope you're okay with that. Jason, the ghost hunter's here. Jason, where in the world have you been? Have you been chasing down some ghosts? What's the latest and greatest? When are you coming to the Philippines? Jason, Ghost Hunter Jason. And if you guys aren't a subscriber and you're interested in ghosts, check out Jason's channel. If that interests you in ghosts, I'm waiting for Jason to come here to go to Sikihor and track down some witches. That's what I want to see, Jason. I want to see you come here, and you can see Sikihor better today. Over there, there's a boat coming from Sikihor. But that's where they say the witches are, Jason. So I want you to come to the Philippines, come to Dumaguete, get on a boat, and go over to Sikihor and track down some witches. And for all I know, you might come across some ghosts as well. But thanks for being here, Jason. GW says, welcome, Ray. Josh says, Ray, had you on the TV playing. Yeah, he had you on the TV. You were on the big screen, Ray, because you're bigger than me. Me being the little guy, the little YouTuber, he had me on his cell phone. So he was doing double duty, and I'm thankful for Josh and everybody else that was pulling double duty, supporting us both at the same time. You guys are awesome. Ray says, awesome. Maybe some of the girls come over. There was more ladies than usual in the chat. SG Ray, super guapo. Just don't let your head blow up too much, Ray. It's going to be like a helium balloon. You're going to swell up so much, you're going to float away. And then those women won't be able to catch you. So, and besides, you got Lynn anyway. Don't be getting Lynn jealous. We already know that deal. Don't torture your Filipina because you're so super guapo here. Josh says that's what we were saying. Yeah, about the ladies. Insert name here. And wait, insert name here says hi, Che. Thank you, insert name, for saying hi to Che. Appreciate it. David Jessup says Ray is great and happy person and a good friend. Yeah, he is. He's great, happy, funny. Um, yeah, there's never a dull moment with Ray. Ray could be having a bad day and he'd probably still have a good day, which I don't know if a bad day is possible here. I guess he'd have to be sick, but he'd still somehow fight through it. GW says Ray washed some dishes he did not drink and smoke. Wow. So maybe you have to get more dishes to keep yourself busy doing dishes. That might be the trick. We'll keep Ray a little occupied. He takes a break from smoking and drinking. Not that I'm saying he can't do those things. I'm just giving him a hard time. David says, hi, Ray. Now we got Ogabek. Ogabek says, hi. Ogabek, you look new. I can't say I'm familiar with your name, but welcome. Ogabek. Where are you from, Ogabek? My name is Michael. I am from the United States of America, and I'm here in the Philippines, living abroad. And I'm in Dumaguete, hanging out. Just did a lot of walking this morning, taking a little break until I do some more, hanging out with my friends and everybody else that's new to the channel. You may start off as a subscriber, but then you within short time, you become a friend. So welcome here, Olga Beck. GW, welcome Ray. Olga Beck said hi again. Let us know where you're from, Olga Beck. Ray in the Philippines says, hey, Che, I played you and Michael's song on my live. Oh, the one from last night you played on your live today? I did see the link you sent for the song, Ray. Very good song, but it made me laugh just because only you would think of that, Ray. Like, only you. You just have so much creativity. I gotta hand it to you. Um, insert name here says nothing new, just working. Well, I'm glad you're able to work and hang out with us. Insert name here. Thank you. I'm very appreciative of anybody who's hanging out with me on a Tuesday in the Philippines, Tuesday afternoon, couple minutes shy of 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Ray in the Philippines says, hey, David. Insert name here says, no, I misspelled yours. Oh, okay. See, I didn't even catch the correction, but thank you. It's all good. I would have assumed you were saying Michael anyway, but I appreciate it. Ray in the Philippines says, insert equals beeline. Gotcha. Beeline. GW always doing well for me on my channel. He says, welcome everyone. Hold on. Insert name here says I was on the live last night. Okay, so you were. I did think I saw you then last night. That's right. I knew your name sounded familiar. So thank you for being here as well as last night. I hope anybody who saw the live stream collaboration with Ray and me and Che, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it was worth your time and worth your while. Yeah, it was fun. We enjoyed it and sharing our story with everybody. Alistair is here. Thank you, Alistair. How are you? Nice seeing you again, my friend. Hey, what was burned the other night for your short you published? Long story short, what I know is I walked into the hotel. Che and I were thinking of going to dinner or I don't know, it was like later in the evening. It was obviously dark. I just happened to look right out the window of the hotel and I saw this little fire that quickly became huge. And so then I busted out, obviously, the live stream because when there's a fire or something like that, I like doing it not for entertainment purposes, but maybe it alerts somebody to let them know this particular location is a fire. That's twice now. Well, the other one that happened to me was right beside down the street from my barber shop, and I was actually right there when that happened. Apparently, it's a restaurant that how the fire started, I don't know, but the good thing is nobody was hurt. Nobody was harmed. Che and I did go and look and try to find where that was, but it wasn't like along a street, the road. It must be like in a housing section in the middle, and we didn't know how to get to it. But I still wanna find it and like talk to somebody and just kind of find out. Like the last one happened, I was told it was an electrical outlet fire, although they cook food in there too. I don't think this place, like I said, the one I did the other day was like a home. I think it, well, maybe people do live there too, but it was like a restaurant, family owned, private business, and lots of fires here in the Philippines. And I mean, I don't know what their safety procedures are in regards to fire safety and stuff like that, but it just seems like there's a lot of fires I've seen since I've been here, despite all the rain that you get. And it was crazy because right after they got that fire under control, there was a huge downpour, like rain, really bad. I was like, man, too bad that rain didn't happen before. Whenever that happened, it could have maybe helped prevent it from. It just took off. That fire just engulfed so quickly. But yeah, that's what that was, Alistair. And thanks for asking. Insert name says, yes, sub last night. Thank you, insert name, for subscribing. You're a friend, and I appreciate you being here. And that shows, you know, you're giving your time up, sacrificing your time to hang out with me and everybody else. So thank you. Ogabek says, where are you? I'm in the Philippines, Dumaguete, Philippines. That's where I'm at, living the good life. At least for me, it is. It might not be for everybody, but I'm happy here. Love warm weather all year round. Insert name here says you're in Davao, correct? I guess I'm in Dumaguete, Negros Oriental, um, much further south, not a lot, I guess, south of Ray, south of Gino, south of James and Karen. Like I'm south of a lot of people. And then I don't know if it's easy for you to see, but the port's right here. Behind there is Cebu. And then right there, if you can see through the haziness, whoops, my finger's too high. That's Sikihor Island. And then, like I said, you can go from that port there. You can get on a boat and be in Bohol in like 2 hours. Only takes 40 minutes to get over to this island, Sikihor. Cebu, I'm not exactly sure, but not very long. I mean, you can see it. So yeah, there's like a lot of places you can get to from right here, and that's why I like it here in Dumaguete also. Plus, I just like the scenery. I like seeing the ocean. When I lived in Bacolod, I didn't see that, and that might seem insignificant and simple to a lot of people, but I like being close to the ocean, at least for now. I don't know where in the long run I'm going to end up living someday, but what more permanent. But Dumaguete's my basically my home base for now. Ogabek says from SR. He said, where are you from again? I don't know where SR is, Ogabek. I'm from United States, American, but I'm living here in the Philippines. But thanks, Ogabek, for being here. Ray says, Lynn left her hairband here. And since I was washing dishes, I figured I'd put it on because I'm a goofball and a weirdo. You know what, Ray? If there's one way you can have fun and get attention, being a goofball, I support it. I'm a goofball from time to time too, but I'm, pretty basic with the cap. I don't have any like do rags or anything like that. I need my head to breathe a little bit. That's why I wear this mesh hat. It's like my favorite hat. I actually want to get another one because I worry about this falling apart at some point because it has the plastic, whatever, adjust size adjuster on the back. I keep it the same, but some people change it. I can make it a little tighter if it's windy, but every time you keep doing that, obviously it's gonna break, and I don't want it to break on me, and then I won't have a hat that I like. Insert name here says flights from Australia are cheap in June of 26. All right. Insert name Tick Ticks or Aswang. I'm not following you. Insert name here. Australian flights are cheap in June of 2026. I'm assuming. Um, have you ever been here? Insert name here. And I apologize if you did say that you were. Uh, Tick Ticks, I guess. Tickets or Aswang. Eli's here, everybody. Says abandoned souls, but his name's Eli. Sup, Eli? Thank you for being here. You play with your brother. You get all your schoolwork done. Just making sure you're taking care of your priorities. I don't want to be the one responsible for getting, you not getting your stuff done. But thank you for being here. Certain name here, or is it Walk Walk? Hmm. You're gonna know better than me. Maybe Ray could answer that, or Che could answer that. Hey, Det Valones is here. Says, hi, Michael. Hello, everyone. Hey, Det, how are you? Thanks for being here. I'm on my almost daily live stream now, just hanging out in my favorite spot. Was doing some walking. Now it was like my break time. Find a little shady area behind this lamp post. So that's kind of where I'm hanging out for now. And I'm standing. I don't want to sit. I'm too antsy. Like I'm not a sitter, and I've been doing a lot of sitting when I do these live streams. And I don't like it. At least I want to. Plus, your butt hurts. It's hard. It's too hard to sit. Plus, it's hot as hell. And yeah, I can't imagine what it'd be like walking on your bare feet, let alone with a pair of shorts on my butt. But thank you, Det, for being here. Hope your day, everything's well with you. Eli says hi, Det. Ray in the Philippines says, thanks for not ratting me out, GW. I did have a Jack and Coke and a cigarette, being honest. Uh-oh. Good for you, Ray. At least you're being honest. You didn't have to tell us. I wouldn't think anything differently of you. Actually, granted, I don't drink and I don't smoke, but I'm more familiar with Jack and Coke than I am. Obviously, I've never had Tanduay, let alone the Tanduay that you consume. The Che says, don't drink it, Ray, you'll black out. So when I did drink, which wasn't a lot back in the day, I like the Jack and Coke. But again, we talked about this before. My drink of choice was usually a flavored vodka with Sprite or something like that. I wasn't a big beer drinker. Although when I got a little older, and I'm talking like late 20s, early 30s, because that's about when I was done, the microbrews thing flavored like cider, apple flavored beer. They kind of started coming out with all these flavored beers. I kind of prefer that. But anyway, I don't want to start being a bad influence on Ray talking about alcohol. Where's Chief at? Where the hell's Chief? Um, Amelia in the Philippines is here. Hello, Simple. How are you? We're good, Amelia. How are you, Amelia? Thank you for being here. Amelia, please tell me again, where in the Philippines are you from? I'm trying to remember all this, but it can be challenging. But where are you at in the Philippines? But thanks for being here and sharing your time with me and everybody else. I'm thankful for the people that are here. Again, if you're new to the channel, and you like it and you're having fun hanging out with us, something simple, not a whole hell of a lot. Sorry, I don't have much to show you yet. But Che and I are going to Sikihor very soon. I'm not sure on the exact date, but it's soon. Might only just be for a day, but we're going to share that with you. I'm going to do my best to live stream it, but most likely I'm going to be making a video for our little trip for the day to Sikihor and back. I want to take her to, I don't know if this is the correct pronunciation, but I want to take her to Kumbahaya Falls or something like that. Um, it's not like a waterfall high thing that I went to in the cold. If anybody saw that video, it's more of a smaller one, but it's more of a swimming hole, greenish, clearish, whitish, kind of unique kind of water. I've been there before. Some ropes to swing in, and you can swim. It would be fun, and just do that. Or we just go to a beach over there. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. And really, that's the way I like it. No plans. We'll just figure it out when we get there. We just know we want to go to Sikihor sometime soon. But thank you, Amelia, for being here. Eli says, hi, Ray. A certain name here says it's Tuesday, 3 p.m. here. All right, so where you're at, you're 2 hours ahead of us. Okay. Where exactly are you at again? Insert name. I think, didn't you say Australia? I think that's what you said. Eli says, when you going live? I don't know who he's asking when. Maybe he's asking Ray. Ray did go live and I missed it accidentally. And I apologize, Ray. GW says, love you, Ray. What are you going to cook? Yeah, I like when Ray cooks. Makes it interesting. Also makes me hungry and jealous. Uh, hey, Eli was just live, not for another 5 hours. Yeah, 6 o'clock, Ray time. Uh, Eli says, oh, I have no school today because of the rain. Where are you? It ain't raining here. Sorry to hear that it's raining where you're at. It's it's beautiful right now. Um, some random clouds here and there, which is okay. Blocks the sun a little bit for people that aren't looking to be too active in the sun. But that's cool. You don't have school. Did you play with your little brother yet, Eli? Don't slack in your responsibilities. Just kidding. Ray says, can't think of anything I feel like cooking at the moment. I usually don't get gourmet unless I have something to cook for. Ray, have you ever cooked your your chili, like chili from home? Are you able to get the ingredients or close to it here? I'm just curious. I've been hungry for chili since I got here. I had it when I first got back to the US in March. My family was asking me, what do you want to eat? And I was just naming things that we eat at home. Then I was naming things that we go out to eat. So yeah, it was kind of fun eating when I was home. But chili was like number one. I said, I just want some chili, homemade chili. Eli says, so I decided to come here. Well, thank you, Eli. I'm glad you decided to come here and sacrifice your time to hang out with me and everybody else. So God bless you, my friend, and thank you for all of the times you've been here. And I know you're Eli. I know, even though it says abandoned soul. And certain name here says, I always thought selling smoke alarms would be a good sideline there. You know what? That's an interesting thought. I mean, hotels definitely have smoke alarms. Apartments, yeah, they have smoke alarms. They even have, I don't know if they all had like little fire extinguishers, but yeah, that might be another thing too. Smoke alarms and fire extinguishers would probably, I don't, like I said, I've never been in these little, I never looked or thought to take notice at these private places where it seems like a lot of these fires happen. If they even just have a small fire extinguisher. But yeah, that and smoke alarms would be interesting. I'm sure they probably don't, but I'm just guessing. Eli says, my little annoying brother wants me to play with him. Hey, that's a part of being a big brother, Eli. Um, my little brother always wanted to play with me too, and I always made time for him. Um, he's only going to be your little brother for so long, and someday you guys are both going to grow up. So make those memories of hanging out with your little brother. Uh, don't don't just blow your little brother off for being on here on live as much as you may like it. Um, your little brother, hey, he looks up to you. You have to take responsibilities as the big brother. At least that's my thoughts. Eli says, but I'm gonna go later. All right, my friend, I got you. Insert name here says, okay, my wife is Boracay, so I guess that's Boracay. Um, I'm assuming Boracay, the island. That's another place I want to go. Haven't been there yet. I want to though. I want to check it out. Uh Ray says, Eli, be nice to your little brother. Yeah, I agree. Um, I can remember my little brother maybe thinking I was annoyed by him when I was younger, but your brother just loves you. He looks up to you. Little brothers want to grow up to be just like their big brother. And quite honestly, I always wanted my little brother to not grow up just like me. I wanted him to grow up just like himself and certainly be better than me. So we have responsibilities as the big brother. He says, fine, I'll play with him. Good for you, Eli. Goodbye. And I know we'll see you again. No, no worries, my friend. Insert name here says, ask Che about tick ticks, walk walks, or are witches. Aswang is Filipino vampire. She does know a little bit. Well, someone brought that up before, insert name here, but I'll ask her again. I don't know if she's still on the live stream. You can see that and probably answer that. Josh, right on the money. Che is being shy off camera. Yeah, she's always like that. Even Philippine family life with Leah, her when she's live, Che will chime in on the comments, but she doesn't say much. And she could say a lot and bring a lot to the live stream, to the comments. And but she's I don't know, she just kind of keeps to herself. And that's just Che being Che. And then right in the Philippines says, right, Beeline. That's right. We call him Beeline. We're in the Philippines says, if you watch the live stream replay, you would see me drinking and smoking, so might as well come clean. All right, that's true, Ray. Very, very true. I'm just gonna check it out just so I can see you in your headband slash, as Martin put it, hippie headband, hippie do rag type thing. Yeah, I gotta see that. Hey, Simon. Thank you, Simon, for being here. Also, thank you, Simon, for being one hell of a moderator last night to the haters making comments, which again, it doesn't bother me. It's just like, why are people so foolish? Like, why do people say things that don't even relate to what they're saying? Like, Uh, they don't even know the definition of a lot of things, and yeah, it's just. But I appreciate you. You were on the money. You were taking care of business for us, Simon. So good afternoon to you as well. How's the weather? Can't say in your neck of the woods. I guess I can say in your neck of the islands. How are things there, Simon? And again, thank you for taking care of that on Ray's live stream yesterday, which I just think it worked. Yeah. If you're okay, Simon, with that. Uh, Josh says, I didn't see you drink and Hello Kitty was getting a bath. Also, bath as in Ray was washing his Hello Kitty cup. Can't live without, I mean, yeah, I could live without coffee. I guess I'm being a little ridiculous, but it's like I have that one from a coffee shop, which is double espresso, um, latte, mocha latte, or white chocolate mocha latte, but I get less sugar. I tell them like less than half of what's in there. But it's like it's like my go-to, my pastime, my enjoyment, relaxation of life drink. Because other than that, it's coconut water, uh, calamansi juice, natural calamansi juice, not like the bottled stuff that you can get that's loaded with the not so good sugar. I don't get that. I get like fresh squeezed calamansi and then in water, ice, and a little. If I put any sweetener, it's a very small amount. But yeah, that's like my go-to vitamin C drink. I love calamansi. I like lemon too. Rick in Asia says hi. Hey, Rick. Welcome, my friend. How are things with you? I am doing well. I hope you're well as well. Hope you're well as well. It's like a tongue twister. But thank you for being here. Just hanging out, Rick. Did some my normal early morning walking routine, taking a break in the shade, and then I'll obviously go walking more later. But I've been standing the whole time, not sitting, and I'm fine. I don't, like I said, I don't need to sit. I hate sitting anyway, but this is hard. Your butt gets sore sitting on this. And yes, I could go to a coffee shop or sit somewhere with pushing seats, but it's much more fun to be outside. And I mean, look at this. It's just like it's so beautiful to see. Like, I don't know. I enjoy this much more than just sitting in a coffee shop. Um, I'm a people watcher and yeah, I love it here. Although this is only one part of the Philippines, and I guess it could get boring for you guys because I'm always live streaming from the boulevard, but I know that my data works good here, the signal's good here, so I tend to come here, but I don't just walk here. I walk all over the place throughout the city, have friends that I stop and see locals along the way, make pit stops saying hi. People, I don't know. Do I have more local friends here or foreign friends here? I have more local Philippine friends here in Dumaguete. Um, he's there's a foreigner. He has his JBL speaker in his backpack. Sounded like he was listening to some talk radio or something. Uh, but thank you, Rick and Asia. Bama says hi to Simon. Ray says, I was taking a sip when you looked away to watch Michael. Said to Josh, you're a sneaky little, you know what, Ray. But again, you came clean because you know we'd be watching it. Uh, GW, yeah, that's true. What about just making some beans again? I just wish you'd do the beans, but make it into a chili. So I'm curious. You have the ingredients to make chili. But then that would be very hard for me to watch because you'd be able to eat it and not me. Insert name here says Brisbane, Australia. Okay. Thank you. Insert name here, Australia. Gotcha. I should remember that. Rick and Asia says, hi, insert. I'm in Gimpy at the moment. I'm here when not in the Philippines. Okay. Now I know that. Simon says, hey, Mr. Bama, Ray, Eli, Josh. I always love when everybody says hi to everybody, especially familiar faces. Well, even the new people. I don't know if there's any new people in here right now, but that's all good. People latch on at certain times. And the one thing I've learned with live streams is you got to be consistent doing them. Obviously, it helps grow your channel, helps, the algorithm AI to find your audience. And that's why likes are so important. Um, I didn't know that other than I always just thought, oh, they either like you or don't. But when you get likes, that helps YouTube algorithm AI pushes your live streams out to a wider audience. So always like if you like, always subscribe if you're interested in my channel and me as a person and my journey here in the Philippines. Simple as that. Something simple. Um, Simon says, hey, Yashas. GW says hello there. Holy hell, Chief makes his presence felt. Chief says, Ray trying to talk me into a drink. Yep, that's a fact, Chief. I'm glad you're here, Chief. I I didn't see you last night. Or yeah, maybe you did. Yeah, you were here last night for the live stream with me and Che. There's a lot of people here. I think that's probably why I'm having a hard time remembering, which I'm thankful that everybody supported Ray's channel last night. Took an interest in watching the interview that he did with me and Che on a live stream, and I'm thankful. And I was a great time, and I'm glad Ray thought enough of me and Che to even put us on his channel. So we were honored and grateful to do it. Flattered. Chief says, GW, hello. GW says, what's up, Chief? Chief's waving to Simon. Ray said, "What's good, Chief?" Simon says, "Mr. Chief." So Simon says, again, I got that game. Simon says, touch your nose. Simon says, touch your ears, touch your eye. And then you're out. GW wants to know what Chief ate. Yeah, I don't know. Chief, did you eat anything or is it pretty much beer? What kind of beer do you drink, Chief? Just curious. Insert name here says fire prevention stuff is not really known in a lot of Filipino homes, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think it is either. Insert. Uh, I think that's probably why you see so many fires. Um, I get it. There's freak accidents that happen, but sorry, I'm trying to wipe something off the screen. I know there's accidents that happen, but I'm sure there's little things that they could probably do just to improve safety, um, prevent people from getting hurt or ultimately lose their life. So, yeah, that would be interesting if they would have some sort of, I don't know, like an informative, like certain things just try to bring to people's awareness, and fire prevention would probably be an important topic to tackle here in the Philippines, but there could be people that are already doing it. Maybe people just, if they're not aware, one thing, or I don't know what a fire extinguisher costs, or putting little small things in place just to keep your your home safe or your business safer. I'm not really sure how things are here, so I can't really comment on why or why not, why they don't do certain things. I'm not sure. Chief says, hello, Ray, the influencer. Yeah, he's the influencer. I also think he's the motivator too. That's me, Ray, the influencer slash motivator slash instigator. I think those all those names serve Ray well. Insert name here says, I've almost spent too much time in Boracay. How much is too much time? How long? I've never been there. Everybody I've heard that's been there just, I only know people that visited there for a vacation. So, and they all love it. Um, they also speak highly of Bohol. If you're a beach goer type of person, um, which I'm a beach kind of person. Some people don't like the beach. Some people don't like the sand. Um, I don't mind any of that stuff. I've always been a beach person. Crazy enough that I grew up in Pennsylvania, but summer vacations to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina were a big hit for us. Of course, we did Ocean City, Maryland, but as we got older, that water is just so darn cold in northern United States. Too cold. I mean, you get hypothermia from that water, even on the hottest of days. It would literally be till August till maybe the water felt a little warm in Ocean City, Maryland, or Ocean City, New Jersey. We like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Once you get kind of past North Carolina into South Carolina, that water is much warmer. And in some cases, it's too warm. I do prefer a little bit of a refreshing water. I prefer ocean over swimming pool any of the day of the week. Um, Although I'm a big fan of these partial saltwater pools that people have been putting in. My parents' neighbors had one. I had a lot of friends in Florida that were putting these partial saltwater pools in. I think they're much better. Chlorine is, I'm just anything chemically related. I don't want nothing to do with. All that crap absorbs into your skin, and it doesn't. Yeah, it's one of those things. Just research, but I'm not a fan of chlorine. Uh, Simon says it was a good video chat with Ray last night, Michael. I appreciate your support and your thumbs up for that. I'm just thankful you guys all showed up, and Shay made me laugh. Like I said, it's like I think she did fine last night, but you guys sometimes when she's been live with me alone, she really opens up. Last night was almost like it was too much of a spotlight on her interview kind of thing, but it was still cute. because she's shy and stuff like that. But I know how she is, when especially when she's with me or Leah, her friend. She's a lot of fun. She's still that shy Morena province Filipina, but she does have a good sense of humor. But yeah, she did fine last night. Insert name here said we usually do a month on Boracay a year. Month sounds nice. I'm just hoping whenever that happens, I'd be happy for a week or two. I guess it depends on how long and what the travel's like from here to Dumaguete to get there. Whereas something like me, Sikihor, 40 minutes by boat first thing in the morning, and then I can take the last boat and come back to Dumaguete and not have to spend the night. Um, which there are nice resorty like places you can stay there for the night in Sikihor. But the nice thing is you don't have to. You can be smart with your money and still go there for the day. 7 early. I think the first boat, well, at least before they might have changed the schedule. The earliest boat out of Sikihor or out of Dumaguete to Sikihor, I think was 7:20, and you got there at like 8 a.m. Took like 40 minutes. And then when you come back, the last one was like almost like 6 or something at night. So you can spend a whole day there. Not very expensive. I think one way was like someone last said 260 pesos or something like that. And then if you want to go to Bohol, obviously from here, they said the boat ride's 2 hours. And I definitely want to do that. There's so many. I mean, Alona Beach is the one you hear a lot. And I know there's other ones too. So yeah, that's why I kind of like it here in Dumaguete. Just the location and the access you have to get to places. Um, Rick in Asia says, hi, Ray. Uh, Ray says, what's up, good, Rick? Dubbed Rick. Insert name here says, especially since the granddaughter came along. All right, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. Like I said, I've heard nothing but great things about Boracay, but I'm sure as anything, if you've been doing it a lot, you probably maybe want to try something different, you know. Martin says, hopefully Ray isn't wearing any of Lynn's other clothes. Yeah. Ray, if you ever just pop out in a live stream popping your t-shirt off and see this dude's gonna go fishing. Hopefully maybe he'll catch something. That'd be kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool, Ray, if you would just show up on a live stream and you had your t-shirt on and you took it off like you have in the past, and then you'd have a freaking bra on. That'd be you would kill me. I would be die laughing if I saw that. TW says when Ray was wearing that band on his head, he looked like a gang leader. What's homies? Let's cook some red beans with rum and coke. Oh my God, Ray the white gangster, Ray the living the thug life, the the Tagaytay thug life with Ray. Now that would be that's funny. Insert name here's insert name here says I don't get a look in. A look in. LOL. I'm kind of well, maybe he's answering to Martin about Ray wearing Lynn's clothes, which I could see maybe some night as much as Ray's drinking, he would wake up the next day and have Lynn's clothes on. I could picture that. Hello, Weena. Weena Jumps is here. If you guys aren't a subscriber to our channel's cool actually. Very different. She has up close personal chats, talking, and then she shows when she exercises, doing jump rope. So yeah, hello, Weena. Weena, welcome. Chief says hi to Manila, Martin. Chief says hi to insert name. Chief, and maybe you already answered me when I get further down there. Rick in Asia says, back in Australia now, Ray, spending time with my son for Christmas, and we'll be back in Mindanao in the new year. Thanks for subbing, Ray. I already subbed to you. Cheers. That's nice, guys. Way to sub one another. That's really cool. And I'm always, like I said, I'm a big advocate of trying to remember channels that you guys might not be subscribed to that I recommend. Obviously, Ray in the Philippines, obviously, a lot of you guys know, but if you're not subscribed to Ray, do it. James and Karen Adventures, James and Karen Adventures, I'd recommend them. Rena, like there's so many more, but like name ones I'm familiar with, like Philippine Family Life with Leah, they're my friends. Uh, Always Be Prepared is another one. That's Leah's husband. It's Me would be another one. Corey, my friend Corey and Raquel, his channel's It's Me. What other ones? Who am I forgetting? Shouldn't be forgetting, but I'm trying to remember. A lot of people I'm naming are Gino, Dazzle TV. Like I said, if I forget anybody, I apologize, but there's a quite a few that I watch. I have my main ones that, I watch probably more than others. But once you get busy doing YouTube, I've learned it's hard, but I still go out of my way, even if it's just to drop in somewhere to say hello. I feel like that's the least I can do because I get support from everybody else. But I always want to give a shout out to other blogger YouTubers like myself that are trying to grow their channel, and I respect and want to help them out. So nice to see Rick and Asia. I appreciate that. Martin says, "Hey Chief." Ray says, "LOLGW. I was like the head motto of the Red Beaner gang." Yeah. Now I can't wait to see this beaner do rag hat cappy thing you had on, Ray. Simon says, "Thank you, my friend. Very kind to you." Yeah, no problem. I'm thankful. That was, like I said, I'm glad you were there last night and you were like noticing that stuff. I read it and kind of chuckled, and yeah, that one individual kind of needed a timeout. She's kind of shooting her mouth off and like it's just saying inappropriate things that are not even the case, and like ay ay ay. Um, I kind of always come back with people of this, and I'm not trying to get religious on people, but listen, he who has not sinned throw the first stone. All these people that judge, and I'm not going to say I've never judged somebody, and I shouldn't do it, but I have. I'm better about not doing it anymore because I've learned so much here. It's just like just live the life the way you want, be good to others, don't hurt anybody intentionally or stuff like that. But I always say, he who has not sinned, throw the first stone. Um, it's like these people want to say things about people that aren't even true, that they don't even know. And it's like, you need to take a step back and look at your own life and worry about yourself and not worry about everybody else. I mean, I'm open to anybody being in my live stream or anything, but say whatever you want, I guess. But try and be a better person. Like you don't, we none of us. I don't know. You just, I'll just won't say any more about that. But I just think people, you would think that there's only one person, that, in my opinion, that walked this earth that never sinned. That's Jesus. So all of us were sinners, and unfortunately, I work on that every day to be a better version of me. And that's it. But thank you, Simon. Insert name here. Calamansi juice is good for you. Oh, I love it. That vitamin C punch is awesome, and I just love the way it tastes. I feel great. Actually, put calamansi with coconut water and even add honey to that or ginger to that. And to me, that's like a banging juice drink. Well, a lot of health benefits out of that. Um, Ray says, "That's awesome, Rick. Have a good visit, brother." GW's laughing and fist pumping, bumping. Rick in Asia says, "Very cool view." Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys have been getting a view of the pole just because I was hiding behind it a little bit. But yeah, it's absolutely a beautiful day. I like seeing all the fishermen out on their boats. I was actually thinking about trying to do that. Talk to some of these fishermen, like these guys here that are on these little boats here. I know where they go. I'm gonna try and communicate with them and ask them if I could ever go out on their boat and just be with them and watch what they do. Make a video, do a live stream from there on a fishing boat. I don't know if anybody'd be interested, but I know I'd be interested in doing it. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Chief says, Ray, we got our first snow of the year. Roads are slick. Yeah, I think I was looking at the weather in I was I know in Pennsylvania they got snow, but my parents said they haven't gotten any snow in at their house yet. Um, but yeah, you guys are definitely, 'tis the season to get snow there, Chief. And be safe. And I don't miss that stuff at all. Only on Christmas, a nice little dusting of snow would be nice. And that's it, but not here, obviously. Simon says, weather is perfect today. Thank you. Yeah, I think it is perfect. The humidity seems like it's down, and maybe it's just me, but sometimes I mean, I'm sure that humidity fluctuates. I don't feel like it's very humid today. Um, awesome breeze here by the water. That's probably why I like walking by here or hanging out here the most because I like being outside, but you have a nice breeze. So it's sunny with a nice cool breeze coming through. We didn't need AC on last night. Wow, that's really nice. Um, the one apartment I had when I was living in Bannyland had a front and back door, so the breeze could come in. And yeah, we went a couple nights where we didn't need. We just used a fan and got away with using without using the aircon. Ray says I'm going to be all to store, might lose connection for a minute in elevator. Okay, Ray, we're here. I'm not leaving you. Simon says, oh, nice, Chief. I miss cold weather being from the UK. Sometimes Simon, sometimes I miss it too. Just a little bit of nice, cool air, just to it's just refreshing. So yeah, I'd admit sometimes I miss it. Like the water with the coming off it right now is so beautiful over here. I don't know if you can see how it's like light to dark. Like, I don't know if you can see what I can see, but like you can see just the way the sun's hitting the water and then it gets dark out there. Guy fishing over there. I mean, the water's fairly clear, not muddy or murky. But yeah, today's a beautiful day. I just love being here, man. This is the life for me. This is the life, man. This is the life. Um, but yeah, once in a while, Simon, I do miss a cold blast, but just a temporary cold blast. Because my skin is so much moisturized here because of the humidity. Even when I went home back to Pennsylvania in March, it was still cold, still considered winter. My skin dried up so bad, it was like flake. Yeah, it just like went from one extreme from the Philippines to there. But then shortly after, it started warming up pretty quick, and then I was happier until I came back in June. Um, Chief says, I'd sure send it to you if I could, Simon. Yeah, I'm sure you'd like us to. I'll trade you some of the cold weather in West Virginia for some of your tropical weather in the Philippines. I'm sure you'd take that, Chief. I don't blame you. Insert name here says, okay, Rick, sorry, missed that. Raining in I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. Insert name says, Ray hasn't been on a raw para yet, so maybe you guys could meet up in Boracay, do a sunset sail. That would be interesting. I would do anything. I like being on, but I'm an adventure guy. I mean, it kind of drives. That's probably why I walk so much until I really start doing things. Like, um, I relate a lot to James from James and Karen. He's into a lot of a very similar tastes when it comes to adventurous stuff and nature. And I love hiking the waterfalls. And yeah, it's hard to be patient sometimes here because there's so much I want to see and experience. And just the energy and the excitement that I get from stuff like that, I love it. But that's a good idea, insert. Simon says that Rick just sub mate Simon. Awesome, Simon. Insert name here says it's an experience. Yeah, I would love to do it. I definitely would do it. I mean, I love just swimming in the ocean. I mean, it's funny. I always go back to like my channel name. People always ask me, how did I ever come up with my channel name? And I'm not sure I ever explained this. And I apologize if you guys know that, but originally my name when I came here, like I just had a channel because I just watched people's videos and then I converted it when enough people convinced me that I should start my own channel. First, it was called Walking in the Philippines. And because I like to walk and I thought that would be catchy. But then I was suggested by a couple of people that are much more experienced, popular YouTubers than me. First, they thought my name was maybe too long for people to remember it. Um, Although I wanted it to ref the Philippines, but then it also kinda painted myself into a corner because if you just have Philippines in my name, I didn't want people to think that everything relates to the Philippines for my channel. Although I'm here in the Philippines, if I left it walking in the Philippines and I'm in Thailand, well, technically I'm not walking in the Philippines. So then I was trying to think of a name. And then I'm thinking like, what things do I like? What about me would represent me the best? And then my other friend, Corey, who's on It's Me, his name is simple and short. You can never forget, It's Me. That's it. So he said to me, not trying to give me a name for my channel, he said, Michael, don't overthink it. He goes, just choose something simple. And then when I thought about it, I was just like, hmm, I need to make it something simple, but then I was like, I actually like the idea, something simple for my name, because I like all the simple things in life, especially since I've been here. I didn't realize you could have it's like having less is having more here. So then that's basically the story of how I came up with something simple. He recommended I make the channel a simple like name. And then I just said something simple, short, easy to remember, reflects what I pursuing in life, something simple, and it doesn't just paint myself into a corner, all evolve around the Philippines because obviously I want to go to other places, visit outside the Philippines. So that's my story. Sorry for the ramble, but yeah, that's how I came up with it. If anybody cared, Rick and Asia said, not at the moment. Insert. I hope the rain stays away for a few days. You and me both, but I haven't. Like I said, these typhoons didn't really affect Dumagetti all that much, and thank goodness, I'm glad. Chief says, I drink Michelob Ultra. Okay. See, now I know. I'm not saying I'm going to remember that, Chief, but when I do meet up with you someday, um, I'll buy you a drink, which will be your drink of choice. I don't know if they have Michelob Ultra here or not, but I'm sure if you like beer, I'm sure any beer would be good enough. You got the Red Horse here, so I don't know if that works for you, but yeah. Or if you're in the mood for coffee, I can get you coffee as well. Oh, this here's just a nice breeze right now. Colder than it's like it's like I feel this. I'm like, where is this coming from? Wow, that feels really good. Wind off the ocean is so refreshing. The smell of the salt water, seawater, I love that. Let me go. Let me see. And I haven't had to pee. This is so good. I haven't had the urge. As much water and coffee. Well, I only had the one coffee, but all the water I drink usually causes problems. Uh, Insert name here says fair enough. It's fine up here. Ray says, I'm back. Walking to store. Cool, Ray. Thanks. We missed you as always. Josh says, Chief drinking Michelob Ultra and making Ray pound down rum. Yeah, that'll be cool when Ray does a live stream. Well, let's just say Chief, when he finally comes here to the Philippines, and then Ray and Chief do a live stream together. That'll be a very interesting live stream. Chief is laughing at Josh. GW says thumbs up. Insert name here says say that about Boracay because COVID brought in some strange people. Prior to COVID, it was much friendlier. Hmm. So when you say strange people, are you saying locals or are you saying foreigners? It'd be interesting to know because I know there's strange people all over the world. Insert name here says little clicks, etc. Insert says not far from you to Boracay. It's at the top end of Aklan. So I guess insert what would be, do you know how I would travel from Dumaguete to get to Boracay? What's involved? I go here to where, just curious. And if not, it's no big deal. I'm just thinking about it. GW said, did he catch the fish? He didn't get anything, and then he left and worked his way down around GW. It's kind of like you see some guys they just cast out the line, reeled in a couple times, and if they don't get anything after, I don't know, it was like not even 5 minutes, they just let me return this. They just work their way down and walk here. And you see another guy right over there at the corner where that comes out. He's using just basically a line out of his hand. I've seen them catch a lot, but then they just work their way all the way down the line, We come up from down here all the way along the wall, wrap yourself up and just keep going. It's kinda cool, but like I said, I think it'd be fun if I could ask some of those guys on those boats that put out the nets and stuff. I would like to go travel with them. They'd probably let me do it. I'll give them pay them some pesos and see if they let me do a live stream or at least make a video. Ray says, "I'm an expert stone dodger." GW says, "Welcome back, Ray." Alright, there you go. Gimpy is Gimpy. I'm good I didn't have to E yet. Hard G. Also Jimpy, maybe. G or J. Sorry, I'm being illiterate. Random Philippines says BS. When you and James try Balut, I'll call you all adventurous. Ah, jeez. That's a different type of an adventure. That's that's like being a food taster adventure, like eating, like trying scorpion or something like that. All those crazy foods they eat in Thailand, big bugs and beetles and stuff. That's a different type of adventurous, but I get where you're coming from, Ray. Ha ha. Josh says LOL. She says Ray laughing. GW's laughing. Insert says I have a hilarious video of my son and his mates trying balut on in Boracay in 2017. Well, how old was your son when he was trying balut? And man, God bless your son. I mean, did he not know or he wasn't aware of what he was actually trying? Insert says it still cracks you up. About 7 of them. Foreigners travel to Boracay is flight, ferry, or I think you can drive. Okay, that's good to know. Barbie Vlogs is here. Hi, Barbie. How you doing today? How's the weather for you? Thank you for being here. And again, anybody that hasn't given a thumbs up, I take thumbs and I take subs. Sub sandwich would be good right about now too. But if you're interested in subscribing and being my friend, you're more than welcome. Ray says, I think you could fly to Cataclan from there, Michael, then boat across to Boracay. All right, so Dumaguete to there and then on a boat. That doesn't sound too bad. That's more my thing. I mean, I know you can drive a lot of places, but driving here in the Philippines or taking bus, I hate it, I guess you could say. It's just I like to have my coffee, drink my water, drink my calamansi juice or whatever. I don't want to have to worry about if I have to pee that there's no porta potty or anything on the bus. So then I'm SOL and then you literally have to like ask the bus driver to go out of his way to stop, which I guess they don't care. But yeah, I just don't like it. It's not very comfortable. My legs are too long. The seating spacing is for shorter people. I mean, that's just the way it is. But yeah, I will fly everywhere that I have to. Then boat ride or whatever with very little traveling by a vehicle. Josh says, I got to get some sleep. I've come down with that yawning Che had. Yeah, that can be contagious. Have a good day, guys. Thanks for being here, Josh. Always appreciate your support. Um, you're one of many good friends here, Josh. So have a good night, my friend. Chief says hello, Barbie. Insert names here says 13-hour drive according to Google. Definitely not doing it. 6.5, 7 hours in a bus going from here to Dumaguete to Bacolod was an absolute, it was a nightmare, you know? See these guys in the boat. This is what I want to do. They're just pulling the nets out. I just want to get with in a little boat like that and make a video while I'm on it. And that would be fun to do. I would enjoy that. Uh, Barbie says, Chief, hi. Chief says, rest well, Josh. Hey, Barut, how you doing, Barut? Nice to see you here. Insert says he was 16, I think. So, wow. Did you have to convince him to try Balut? He didn't know what he was getting into? Or you basically didn't say anything because maybe you knew he wouldn't try it? Good for him. 16 years old and he tried Balut. Ray says, hey, Barbie. And then Ray says, have a good sleep, Josh. Again, anybody new to the channel, if you like it, you like it. If you sub it, you sub it. Always appreciate it. Thankful for everybody here. And if you haven't watched the live stream video interview on Ray's channel, Ray in the Philippines there, go to his channel, check out the interview between with me and Che with Ray. Um, it was fun. It was it was good. I enjoyed myself and check it out. If you're not a subscriber to Ray, subscribe to his channel. If you're not a subscriber to mine, obviously subscribe to my channel. But check out the video on Ray's channel. Seems like it's getting a lot of views anyway after the fact, Ray. The video seems like it's doing well. Views after the views that you actually got from the live. So that's a good thing. Congrats. Oh boy, I got ice and pineapple juice. Wonder what I could put in for that. Ice and pineapple juice sounds perfect. I would add a little coconut water. I would add maybe some calamansi. Um, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be stuff added that I haven't mentioned yet. Actually, I guess pineapple juice is very similar but different to orange juice. So if people like drinking screwdrivers, you could get vodka and mix it with the pineapple juice, Ray. Be somewhat like a screwdriver, vodka and orange juice. Dad says rum, of course. Chief says rum might work. It'll work. Yeah. Ray's laughing at that. And I don't know. If I still drank pineapple juice with some coconut something with that. I remember I had coconut flavored vodka. I don't know if you can get it here, but coconut vodka with pineapple juice would actually be good. Ray says, yep, Chief, you're in my head at the store. See, Chief, Ray is living, or you are living rent free in Ray's head, Chief. You know that. You are living rent free in Ray's head. But where are we at here? 94 minutes. So we're kind of like in an hour and a half here. I don't know if anybody's going to be showing up. It is kind of late. It is a Tuesday afternoon, late night. I guess now it would be 1 a.m. in California. Oh no, 1 a.m. on the East Coast. Be like 10 or so in California. Or no, wait, 2, 1, yeah, because of daylight savings time. Let me see. Ray says, I have this leftover tandoori. I'm not one to be wasteful. No, I know you're not one to be wasteful. Tandoori long neck in the pineapple juice. Chief says, Ray, just hide Lynn's clothes before you start drinking it. There, hey, right. Chief is exactly right. Because Ray, one of these days, you're already wearing her headband, and I'm sure you're not even buzzing. You're already wearing her headband. So any clothes that Lynn lives laying around, the more you drink, I think the more her clothes you might end up wearing. So yeah, I guess a good reminder. Ray says y'all should definitely visit Barbie's live stream. She will sing you a song. I haven't seen her. I don't know if I've seen her sing when I was on there, but yeah, I try to support her channel too. But I'll check that out. We got showing 8 people here on my live stream. If any of you 8 haven't said hello, let us know where you're from. Give me a like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, and check out my channel. And if it's something that interests you, then subscribe. If not, it's all good. But I'm just Michael from the United States, living abroad here in the Philippines, and I'm in Dumaguete, watching some guys right now catching fish, pulling in nets, putting out things, and yeah, it's kind of cool. I would love to be on a boat like that, just being entertained and watching how they do it. But what a beautiful day here in the Philippines. Beautiful, 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 beautiful day. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. It's always nice too. The people are so nice here in the Philippines, especially here in Dumaguete. Like they're always so welcoming, and they see me, shooting video live. They're always so friendly and nice. Now I see 10 people here. At least that's what it says. You guys keep the stream alive. 'Cause you're here, I'm here. Yeah, it's just so peaceful. I'm proud of myself. I've been standing the whole time, which I'm fine. I stand a lot more than I walk or than I sit. The water just looks so beautiful with the sun, and it's like looks white. Chief says, just sub Barbie. Nice, Chief. Chief is one of many nice people on here. Appreciate you subbing for Barbie. Ray says, cool, Chief. You will be entertained. Hopefully, I'll see you again. Barbie is better looking than me. Barbie's better looking than you, Ray. You feeling all right? Barbie better looking than me. Ray, I've never heard you say anybody's better looking than you. You'll miss more of my live streams now. Uh-oh. Chief, he's motivating you. There you go. You'll be able to drink your beers and be sang to. But Ray sings too, but wow, I'm surprised, Ray. I never ever heard you say anybody was more guapa/guapo than you. You feeling all right, Ray? Maybe you definitely need a drink. Because I don't know anybody that's more guapo than Ray. Now they're going around collecting the trash, which is good. I'm just waiting for you to do a live stream sometime, Ray, where you just let the live stream roll while you're sleeping. I'm waiting for that to happen. Actually, you should do a live stream while you're sleeping after you've had, Drink Fest. That would be entertaining, Ray. You going from a Drink Fest live stream and keep running the live stream marathon as you sleep. I'd like to see you do that. Chief says, Ray, I bet she wouldn't drink with me though. That I don't know. You, if anybody can convince her to have a drink, though, it would be you, Chief. I think you could be very persuasive. Ray says, I've never said that I was the most guapo, just that I was guapo. Ray, super guapo, not just guapo. You're the OG SG. Okay, let's not forget that. OG SG, original guapo, super guapo. I remember, I don't forget. La la la. Let me go back here. Insert name here says yes. All visitors have to catch the ferry from Caticlan, and Oaynvenb. I'm following you though. Ferry boat. Everybody has to catch the ferry boat, which is fine by me. I'd be more comfortable on a boat than I would be on a bus. Eli's back. Hello, Eli. I guess you took care of business, being a big brother to your little brother. That's good. I appreciate that. Much respect to you, Eli. A certain name here says back actually had some work to do. Well, yeah, work comes over me, my friend. Ray says Inland's nightgown. Now that might get you 33,000 views like Navy woman got sleeping. Drink Fest marathon live stream with Ray continues on to when he's going to sleep in Lynn's nightgown. You might get 33,000. You might get more than 33,000. Chief, being a good guy, subbing everybody, he insert name, he just subscribed. Ray's laughing. Sean Smith said, MG Sleepy. Look it up, Sean. Look it up, Sean Smith. Well, thanks for being here, Sean. I guess you're sleepy. I don't know where you're from, Sean, but it's nice to see you here. I'm in the Philippines and just talking amongst friends and taking a break from my day walk and just taking in the beautiful scenery here in Dumaguete, Philippines. But welcome, Sean. I don't know what you mean by look it up. Sorry, I'm not that up to speed when it comes for MG Sleepy. Maybe my God Sleepy. Look it up. Lynn says Lynn gave me the super guapo nickname. Well, she gave it to you. That's appropriate. You are super guapo. Usually, we're the most super guapo to our girlfriends. Seems normal, Ron. Wished I lived in the Philippines too. Seems, thank you for being here. Where are you from, Seems? Or I should maybe just call you Ron. But thanks for being here, Ron. Where are you from? And you can wish to live somewhere, but that doesn't mean you can't eventually come here unless there's reasons preventing you from doing that. But best decision I ever made, Seems. Ron, normal, Ron. I could babble on and on about my experiences here and how my life has changed coming to the Philippines. Never been here ever before. So that's awesome that you're here, Seems. We always get like a lot of the same people get together and chat, have fun, try to motivate others to come to the Philippines. There's obviously people here that are already in the Philippines on my channel. But yeah, let us know where you're from. That's like the biggest thing. Yeah, we wish you lived here too, Ron. Insert name says, sorry, I didn't finish. You pay the environmental fee at Cataclan. All right. Thank you. Insert. That says, wonder what Che's nickname for Michael is. Oh, she, you know what she calls me mostly? She calls me Labut. And if you know what Labut means, and Messiah means butt, like butt, your butt. So yeah, she calls me LaBut. That's her nickname. She calls me LaBut most of the time. She does always say, "You're so guapo." She does say that. But nickname wise, it's probably LaBut. That would be it. Now you guys know. But I call her LaBut too. But actually, she's like, I always call her, she's like my little monkey, but LaBut too. Insert name says, unless you have a residency card. All right, that's good to know. Yeah, see, Ray already knew LaBut. Yep, LaBut. Eli says, how long have I been off stream? Well, I've been on here for 105 minutes, which is going on 2 hours. So you probably gone for maybe 45 minutes or more. I'm guessing. I'm not 100% sure, but you've been gone. Hey, Mukesh Vamula is here. How's it going, mate? How's it going with you, my friend? Nice to see you. Thank you for being here, Mukesh. I'm glad you're a regular now. You're a friend. You're in the little community club here. I always like when familiar people come here. Thanks. How are things with you? Everything good with you? Seems Norma Ron says I'm in Oklahoma. All right, I'm from born and raised in Pennsylvania. So I guess, Ron, have you ever been to the Philippines? I'm guessing maybe you haven't, but sometimes people are here and then go back and then they wish they could come back. Uh, how's Oklahoma weather right now? I know it's getting cold in the US. I know it's winter time. I don't miss that being here. I mean, think about it. Coconut trees all over the place, beautiful water, boats, islands around you, other people in fishing boats. This is like one of my favorite places to come, Ron. I do a lot of walking, but it's just beautiful day here in the Philippines, Ron. But hey, you can be a part of this community if you give me a thumbs up on my channel and plus subscribe, become a friend, be a friend of ours, and maybe we can help you fulfill your desire and wishes to come to the Philippines. So this is the place to be. Um, at least I think so. But thanks, Ron, for being here. Chief says, dat sub to you. Eli says, hello, Mukesh. Eli says, hi, Chief. Ron says, nope, I'm planning on moving to Philippines. Just Ron. So that seems gotcha. I get you now. Well, Ron, thanks. And you're planning on moving to the Philippines. Have you ever been here before? And if you're planning on it, where in the Philippines you plan on coming? And do you have an idea of timeline or anything like that? And that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Because there's a lot of people that talk about doing things, and I can say I've done those things in my life, and you never do it, and then all we do is have regrets because we didn't do this or do that. I didn't allow myself or give myself any opportunity to talk myself out of not coming here. And again, best decision I ever made. I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. Um, having less is having more. You can't buy the happiness. You just can't. Um, and you'll learn that if you come here. I've never met anyone that came here and didn't like it. Maybe other people can chime in and say they know somebody that came to the Philippines and didn't like it, but there's so many islands to visit. Also very alike, but also very different. I would like to think with over 7,000 islands, although I know all of them aren't inhabitable, I would like to think there'd be one island out of all of them that you could find that might actually be, it hit home with you if you so choose to come here. Uh, you got to be I mean, I don't know. My advice is if you like warm weather, place to be. If you like uh, palm trees, coconut trees, and sugarcane fields, and mangoes, and all sorts of that, you got that. Um, even Philippine food, embrace the Philippine culture. If you like nature, adventure, hiking, waterfalls, you got all that stuff, Ron. And I'm sure you might already know a lot about it already. So I apologize for preaching to the choir, but I'm excited when someone tells me they're coming. It fires me up. Insert says environmental fee is 300 paces and terminal fee is 150. Sounds good to me. 450, like I said, 300 pesos is five or so something American dollars. That works for me. Chief says he subbed to Ron. See, Ron, you're gonna, like I said, when you come here, we're like a community of friends, and um, some people with their channel, they have aspirations or goals to create their own YouTube vlogging channel and share their story. Or some people just create a channel just to follow and watch other channels. But either way, um, you'll see a lot of people will sub to your channel. And at least if you decide to pursue a YouTube channel, you'll always remember these people here that subbed you early on when you potentially, have your own channel. So thank you, Chief. That said, Chase funny. Yeah, she is funny. Um, she's the greatest person I've ever met here in the Philippines, but that's not to say that there aren't others. But uh, any foreigner that is interested in coming to the Philippines, in my opinion, first and foremost, come here because you're just looking to experience different culture, different way of living, different life, see things you've never seen before, and don't just settle and be content in your own little bubble in the United States, because that's what I did. If I was still living in the US, I'd be living in Florida, but I'm born and raised in Pennsylvania, did live in Florida for 2 years. But also, if I was still living in the United States, I'd still be working also. So coming here gave me the opportunity to retire early and get off the grind and live life, because tomorrow's not promised. We're all getting older. We're not getting any younger. And just to put all my chips to the center of the game of blackjack, playing a game of cards, and putting all my eggs in one basket, thinking work, 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 and then I'll save all this money, and then someday when I'm older, I can go do this and do that. You don't know what your health's what gonna be like from day to day, and I wasn't willing to take that chance, and I didn't wanna be a part of that normal grind back home in the US, so that's why I came here, to give myself an opportunity to live life, be happy, do the YouTube channel, and try to inspire others as best as I can, and, um, I'm not the most experienced, I'm a newbie here, so every opinion or advice I give you is off my own personal experiences being here for a little over a year. So, that's what you get from my channel. You get to see my journey from the beginning to where I'm at right now. Ron says, "Thanks, Chief." Chief says, "Hello, Mukesh." Ron says, "I've watched a lot of guys that live in the Philippines go, Joe. I've watched a lot of guys live in the Philippines go, Joe." Kind of confused what you're saying there, Ron, and I don't just want to guess. If you want to tell me what you're saying there at the end, go, Joe. Maybe it's somebody else, a YouTuber. Maybe it's Joe. The only one I know, Joe, is Joe Wonder. He's here in Dumaguete, where I'm at. Insert name says, if you do go to Boracay, do a night at Niji New News with the Calamity Survival Band. Great live music, and they have a heap of videos on YouTube. Can you do me a favor, insert? Um, Now you can do one of two things. I don't know if you have Instagram. My link in my bio for YouTube, I have a link to my Instagram page. I can communicate with you on that. Or, which the majority of people have here, and this is for anybody, go to Facebook, put in Michael, 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 middle name Lee, Lee, last name Scheller, Sheller, and search me on Facebook. And reach out to me there. I'd like to learn, like to know more about Boracay, and obviously you know a lot more than I do. So I would appreciate the help. And then I'd have somebody I know I could reach out to in that regard. Ray says, sub Ron. Thank you, Ray. Det says, Chief Salamat. Ron says, I just turned 62, so I can draw Social Security, just need extra online income. I got you. And see, you, in my opinion, are smart. I'm only 55, but as long as Social Security is still around, which I'm just going to say for now it's here. So when I'm 62, being that's the earliest age you can get it, that's when I'm taking it. I'm not waiting. What's the point? Um, Besides, there's no guarantees I'm going to be here even at the age of 62. Like I said, tomorrow's not promised. So I had a buddy of mine. I think he's like 61 or 60. I think he's 61. And when I was back in the U.S., we were talking about Social Security. My friend, he had his house is paid for, everything's paid. He has no debt. And then I think when he said he's 61, I said, "Oh, so are you going to get your Social Security at 62?" And he said he didn't know. He said he might wait till he's 67. Hey, he's like, I don't really need the money right now. But then I was just like, okay, I understand that. But let's just say you're waiting till you're 67 just to get a little more from Social Security. And heaven forbid, you don't make it until you're 66. So you waited all that time and you got nothing. Whereas you start taking it, he's 61 a year from now, a little less. And if you, even if you don't need the money, pocket that money, save it. At least you've gotten something back in return from something you put all that money into. And then that money can be, an inheritance for somebody. He's not married, has a girlfriend, but that was my thinking for me. I'm going to take from it at 62. I can survive here on my pension. Thank God I have that. But yeah, 62, as long as I'm healthy and well and I'm doing my best at doing that, that's what I'm going to do. So that's good for you, Ron. The dark skinned women is a plus too. I agree. I agree. You'll learn here in the Philippines, a lot of women with their dark morena skin, they're very insecure. Some are bullied. They're made to feel like their dark skin is it needs to be lighter. And that's a whole other discussion. I need to have a topic because one of my friends slash subscribers, Mr. Dave, wants me to talk about the whole uh, Philippine women being made to feel insecure, upon with their dark skin by the locals. So I just think that would be a topic of discussion. I'm not saying all of them maybe look at them like that, but I've heard from, many, many other Filipinos that they were made to feel insecure and bullied growing up because of the color, the darkness of their beautiful skin. Even my girlfriend was bullied. Leah was bullied. Uh, yeah, very interesting topic of discussion. But however God made you is beautiful, no matter where you're from in the world. Everybody's beautiful. Um, so yeah, it's definitely a plus, Ron. There's Mr. Dave, just the guy I was talking about that I need to have this topic of discussion. Cute Mr. Simple, cute simple. I'm at Starbucks in Thailand waiting for a flight to Bangkok. That's great, Dave. So you're taking a flight to Bangkok, and then what? You're gonna stay in Bangkok. That's gonna where you're gonna be for a while. Dalisai Mendoza, thank you for being here. Uh, Dalisar or Dalisai Mendoza, live stream for what, sir? I'm just live streaming from the Philippines. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines, and I'm an American, obviously from the United States, and I'm living abroad in the Philippines, and I'm just like showing everybody, like a lot of people are out today. Like I said, when the sun's not out, and speaking of, you're gonna see Filipinas everywhere. There's a couple there for you, if who's ever interested. It's a when the sun's get not as bright, people tend to come out a little earlier. So, yep. But that's what my live stream is. A lot of conversation with friends and subscribers, just checking in on a day to day basis of me being here in the Philippines. But thank you, Dali Sai Mendoza. If you're not, hey, give me a like if you're interested and subscribe to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel to share my journey and inspire other people to come here. Ralte 14, thank you, Ralte or Ralte 14. Where are you from, mister? I'm currently in the Philippines, Dumaguete, Philippines, but I'm from the United States. So I'm living abroad, been here for Total a little over a year. But that's where I'm from. Where are you from? And thanks for being here. Same with Dalisai Mendoza. Where are you from? We always like to know where everybody's from. Insert says visit first before moving is my advice. It is not for everybody. Gotcha. And I agree with that on every aspect. I guess you could say I kind of made a mistake moving to Bacolod because I didn't really like it. But at least now I know. I don't know if visiting on a vacation, I would actually, that would be enough. I think it's different going somewhere and treating it as a vacation versus going somewhere and actually living there. But yeah, I agree with your thoughts. Insert. Ron says Jogo wonders when. Yeah, I know who Jogo is. He's doing very well for himself. Um, I've watched some of his stuff here and there. I'm a subscriber of his channel. I've not met him yet or seen him in the Philippines. He's in Dumaguete, lives in Darwin, but he comes to this location a lot. I'm sure someday I'll run into him. That's just the way it is. It's a small world. If you're familiar with Philippine P, Ron, I'm actually friends with her, met her right when I moved here last year in July of 2024. But yeah, Jogo, that's who I thought you meant. What was the last name? Okay, so it's Michael, middle name Lee, last name Scheller, Sheller, Scheller. It's like seashell, shell with an Sheller. And friend me on Facebook. Don't just hit follow, go to the three dots and hit friend or whatever, and then I'll accept it. Um, you're right, Eli. Scheller, I think you're on the money. Insert says thank you. And Eli's taking care of me, puts my full name up. Okay, added. I'll check that later. Thank you. If I'm right, of course you're right, Eli. You're a smart young man. You're right, as always. Uh, yeah. Insert says, yeah, that lightener stuff is dangerous. And here's the crazy thing that I learned that I didn't know. Almost all the soap. Now I have soap I buy on Amazon that doesn't have any chemicals. Like I'm picky about. You'll learn that about me. Insert. I'm a health nut. I'm very cautious about what I put in my body and actually what I use on my body to clean it. And the soap here, when I looked at it the first time I was in a store here, all the soap, body soap and white, at least face soap, had whitener in it. And I didn't like get that. I'm like, why does all this soap have whitener in it? Now I wasn't looking to buy any. I was just looking at it. And then my girlfriend and then Leah and all these other people were telling me that from what they tell me, they're locals here, that a lot of the soap they put automatically put whitener in it. And they had difficult times just finding soap without whitener. So it was almost like it was being pushed deliberately by who knows to intentionally have people get the soap so their skin was lightened. I'm like, what? It just didn't make sense, but it wouldn't surprise me with anything these days. But I didn't know that. And then it kind of made sense. I was like, oh, yeah, I was in Robinson's grocery store and in the soap aisle and just looking at stuff just to see how things are different. Like I said, I buy my stuff on Amazon. Thank God I'm able to get what I like because some things that I got on Amazon in the US, it's available on Amazon, but then when you put in your Philippine address, you can't get it here. So that's kind of disappointing. So yeah, very interesting on the skin lightener stuff. And it is dangerous because it's chemicals and everything absorbs into your skin. Everything. Oh, anyway, insert says, and unnecessary is a beautiful skin tone. Exactly. Exactly. Dave said, I'm trying to do health checkups in Bangkok in Indonesia because I left my suitcase there and I want to check out the city of Yogi Jakarta to see if I can live there. I'm trying to live stream also. Good for you, Dave. You let me know when you're live streaming. If anybody, Dave, he's a good friend of mine. Met him on YouTube as a subscriber and became a friend. Um, Jim H says, "Hey, I'm a booty warrior. Hey, good for you. You'll find lots of booty here." Um, uh, yeah, if you, I don't know where you're from, Jim H, but welcome here. Uh, uh, I'm glad you're here. It's nice to have new people here, and I get mean girl vibes from a lot of YouTube in the Philippines. Not you. Well, I'm glad. I don't know why you're even getting mean girl vibes. Um, but I'm glad that you don't get them from me. I mean, I don't. If you're meaning like meeting girls and they're mean or something here, I don't. I've never met anybody mean. Not here in the Philippines. All people are great. I love it here. But where are you from, Jim? Ray says, "Yeah, Jim, we're not judgmental in this group." Exactly, Ray. Exactly. Ray, what time is your next live? His would be at 6 p.m. Philippine time. That's when his next one is, unless he changes it on us. Insert says, "Yes, the lightener is pushed as a plus due to the negative perception of dark skin, but some carcinogenic." Yeah, see, it's crazy. Like, and I'm an advocate and very passionate and compassion, like it's like I say to people, don't even get me started on the whole health thing and natural food and natural health and natural medicine and everything natural. God created everything that we need from us. Man created all the garbage. That's my opinion. Ray in the Philippines says every day, 6 p.m. Philippine time, so in 3.5 hours. Insert says is, yeah. Uh, so 3.5 hours, says Eli. So you will stop stream at 9:30. Ray goes usually an hour and a half, but if he's got a full boat of people, he's going to keep on trucking. And if Chief is instigating or influencing him, he's going to keep on trucking even longer. But yeah, that's right. Depends on usually how it goes. It's 90 minutes unless it's popping off. And mine's kind of popping down, and it's the time of the day too, and that's fine. I need to get some water. I need to get walking more, and uh, yeah, I don't know if you guys are still here, but for all the guys, yeah, girls over there taking pictures. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a little more people out today in the sun than normal. Um, but it's really cool. It feels much cooler out. Um, it doesn't feel as hot. It's like we got a little bit of a break today. But like I said, the heat don't bother me. Eli says, "All righty." Ray says, "Michael." And then she says, "I try to influence Ray in a positive way." I know you influence him in a positive way. You two are just like, I don't know. I refer to you guys as beer buddies, buddies, but you know, there's a term drinking buddy. I had drinking buddies back in the day. I just wasn't drinking alcohol after a certain point. It was probably a Sprite or something back in those days. I played the role of designated driver. Ray says, "I did get some of that Pocari Sweat for hydration." Yeah, I like it. I like that. Um, Options. I do have packets that I brought it from home that are more, uh, the ingredients into my electrolyte flavored packets are more clean than what you get in some of that other stuff. Um, and they're really good, but I only have so many left. So think I can order them on Amazon. I mean, I ordered them on Amazon back home, but I don't know if that particular brand comes here. There's LMNT I get for electrolyte fruit flavored packets you mix with water. And there's the other brand, the name escapes me right now, but they're good. But yeah, the Bacardi, like I never heard of that until I came to the Philippines. I don't even know if that's in the US. Um, but that's good, Ray. Chief said, "Ray taught me that beer is really just Celia in a can." Well, here's a question for you, Chief. Does it matter what beer comes in, bottle or can, or do you have a preference? Me personally, I prefer glass, anything in glass, no plastic, let alone a can, but I was just curious. Or doesn't it matter? Dave says, I'm trying to live stream like I show speed. I'm going to hire a filmer and walk around. If it works out, I'm going to come to the Philippines and do it because Filipinos love vloggers and streamers. That's cool, man. That's great. You're going all out right from the get go. Well, that's good. Just be yourself. And I'm sure you'll be just fine. You know, oh, there's a fish jumping in the water. I just saw that. I hope it works out for you, Dave. Um, Yep. Ray says, yep, breakfast of champions. Chief says he prefers bottles. Yeah, me too. Like, I just don't like anything. Ray's, I also prefer bottles. Eli says, Ray, would you rather be paralyzed or deaf? I'd rather be deaf. That's not even, I don't even have to think about that. I wouldn't want to be either, but if I had to choose between paralyzed or deaf, I'd rather be deaf. I can learn sign language. I can read lips. Paralyzed. Damn. I mean, my grandfather, who is no longer alive, but he lived till he was 96 years old. He always told me as a kid, he walked a lot. He walked forever. And he just said, once I lose, he told me he walked so much because he felt like once he lost the ability to walk, um, he believed his life is over. If he can't walk and he's confined to a chair, he just said his life would be over. But he walked and walked and walked even to up until the 90s. He walked everywhere. No, not far distance, but for a 96-year-old guy, he walked a lot right around the yard, around the house. He'd stop by the garden, and I remember him taking vegetables and weeding in the garden. But yeah, uh, Chief said, "See, Ray, I'm like a sponge, absorb all your knowledge. You are like a sponge, Chief. You are definitely a sponge, good sponge." Uh, Ray said, "Deaf. I don't want to listen to a lot of people anyway." See, there you go. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could have said, Eli, what would you rather be, deaf or blind? I'd still rather be deaf than blind if I had a choice. Kind of reminds me of that movie, Hear No Evil, See No Evil, with, oh, Ray will probably think of it, but two comedians in it. One was deaf and one was blind. It was funny. Richard Pryor, and it was the guy from the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or whatever. Gene Wilder. I think that was his name. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna guess Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. Uh, Eli says nice. Mr. Dave says the other topic is Filipino noses. Mostly say that having a pointed nose is the best, but less Filipinos get nose job surgery than do skin whitening just because skin whitening is much cheaper. Yeah, I'm sure that would be cheaper than skin lightening. Or skin lightening would be better, cheaper than a nose job. Ray said, me and Lynn would get along so much better. Kidding, Lynn, if you're stalking me. Ron says, do you have a video on how you retired and make money in the Philippines? No, I don't have a video like that just yet. Sometime I'll talk about that. Um, I guess the reason I didn't, Ron, is because so many other people have done those videos. And I didn't know if I would have anything different to offer. Um, Basically, I'm living on my pension right now and savings. That's what I'm living on. Uh, yeah. And if anything becomes a YouTube, I guess there's profit to be made in that too. But that I'm not at that. And that is not, that's just an added bonus if I ever uh, if I'm monetized from YouTube. I don't count on that. All I can count on is my pension and my savings, and then eventually Social Security. That's where I'm at. And that's why I didn't really have a video because I don't, there's not much I can probably offer. But maybe somebody would be, I mean, I think anybody shares their experiences, even like apartment rentals. I did do a video like that. I'm going to do another one when I do that. I want to show places to eat, at least here in Dumagetti, go into restaurants. I've met and become friends with a lot of owners of restaurants here. And I want to share my favorite places to go and let people know how much you spend and stuff like that. I'm gonna get it more into that, Ron. Um, but it's possible, Ron, I could get into it more, but really, there's not much for me to say. That's what I do. Pension savings. That's it. Ray says I could get cheap rent next to roosters if I were deaf. You know what? You're probably exactly right. If you're willing to put up with roosters and you're deaf, that's a great deal. Hell, you might even be able to get who knows how cheap of a place you could get, Ray. Eli says, also, I got my name abandoned souls by Meta AI because I couldn't think of a name. You'd be surprised, Eli, how creative you can be if you just put some thought into it, but don't overthink it, kind of like me. Um, Chief is laughing at Ray. Eli's laughing. Ray says, Ron, I have a cost of living video that I think is pretty good. Yeah, you could check out him too. Um, Ron, you could check out Ray's channel and obviously check out mine. You said, cool, I subbed and be binge watching. I appreciate it. Like I said, um, I know guys like Jogo Wonder and stuff, they get more specific into things like that. And he's done very well for himself on YouTube. He's a well-spoken guy, super nice guy, and I'm sure he's great. I mean, I think a lot of people that I've met here in the Philippines are great people. Um, he's right near me somewhere. I've never ran into him publicly, which is kind of strange because I've met so many other people here. I mean, namely the Filipino P, which she was very instrumental, motivational to me coming to the Philippines. So um, thank you for subbing, Ron, and I appreciate you being here. And again, feel free to join live streams. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to anything, and I will share whatever I can to get you to the Philippines. You know, that's what we're here for. And I mean, everybody I know here in the Philippines, Ron, we're all happy. And it's up to you to really, in my opinion, which is what I did. I had to figure out what mattered to me most in the Philippines to figure out what's good enough as far as an apartment, what's good enough as far as food, what's good enough as far as clothing, what's good. Like you have to figure out what's most important. And a lot of those things that I thought were important back in the US, that's where I left them in the US. I'm no longer as materialistic as I was. Uh, I have something that all the money in the world can't buy, and that's happiness. And I'm sure a lot of other people will agree with me on that. Ray says, awesome. Ron Lesrick says, hello from Bohol. Hey, Lesrick, welcome from Bohol. How's your weather in Bohol? We're just talking about Bohol. I'm currently in Dumaguete, Philippines, at the Boulevard. Uh, my name's Michael. I'm from the United States and I'm living abroad here in the Philippines, but I haven't been to Bohol yet and I want to make a trip there. So it's kind of cool that you're here and you can share anything about Bohol. I'd be interested in learning. I know there's like Alona Beach and other beaches. There's a lot of things I want to visit Bohol someday. So thank you for being here. And if you're liking the video, give a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber and you're interested and we all kind of create this friendly community here, you're welcome to subscribe too, Lestrick. But welcome here to my channel, Something Simple. Living the simple life in the Philippines. That's the best way I can put it. Ray says, hey, Lesrick. Chief says, it's colder. Oh, wow. It's colder than my second ex wife's heart this morning. I'm sorry your second ex wife had a cold heart. Chief. But you know what? I'm going to give you a warm heart from the Philippines. Ray's going to give you a warm heart. And I'm sure the beer's warming your heart up too. Um, Ron says, I watched some of your interview with Leah. Now, you're saying the video on my channel that I interviewed Leah and my girlfriend Che, or there's another one that I interviewed her and her husband Gary, who I'm good friends with them. Leah has her channel, Philippine Family Life with Leah. I think there's a link in my videos, but they've also done interviews with me too. I met them a while ago and became very good friends. They currently live in McColid. I did live there, miss them, my friends. But yeah, if you're not a subscriber of Philippine Family Life with Leah, I'd recommend it. Mainly, I love their channel. They were a part of my inspiration to come here to the Philippines. And then I was also fortunate enough to have met them, and they're my good friends. So that's why I recommend Philippine Family Life with Leah and her husband, Gary, foreigner, expat from the United States. He has his own channel called Always Be Prepared. He used to be American Christian in the Philippines, but any videos of Leah, I think she links either in her bio or in her videos, she links Gary's channel also. So it should be pretty easy to find. Um, but thank you for watching the videos. Yeah, that was a fun video that I did with Leah and my girlfriend Che. Lesrick says weather is good today. That's great to hear. It's great here also. Um, Chief says hello, Lesrick. Ray says, I'm getting over my bias against Jogo. I subbed him again recently. I commented to give further information on a topic, and he was a little dismissive in his reply to my comment, rubbed me the wrong way. Oh, I'm sure that's possible. Yeah, you never know. I mean, he kind of blew up kind of quick. I mean, maybe that has something to do with it, how to handle, I guess, the fame of being a YouTuber. Who knows? I've been sub to him for a while. I'll sub mostly just about any vlogger here in the Philippines. I support them. Now, whether or not we get it in return from them, I don't know. Um, but yeah, I watch them sometimes, not all the time. Um, and not, like I said, for me, when it comes to videos, I want to do more videos when I'm out and about. Live streaming is one thing, but even if you have a good signal, Starlink or something, you can do live streams from various places and be able to bring people to where you're at live, I think is great and is an awesome added element. I'm more interested in making videos first and foremost about just me every day going about everyday life, but I want to get to some of these places to share and excite people. And that's just kind of me. I'm more of an adventure kind of guy. Doing the interviews with people was kind of new, different, not necessarily my style or my comfort zone, but I guess it was all right. It's just different. Doing vlogging and live streaming, I'm in my element. I'm more comfortable. Whereas if I'm in an interview setting where I'm interviewing somebody, I feel like I can't be completely myself because I'm trying to remember to make sure I ask the right questions and stuff. So it's almost like I'm thinking too much and not just being myself, if you get that. But yeah, but Ray said he's over it now. That's good. Eli says Filipinos have a good heart, but doesn't have a good mouth. That's good to know, Eli. Ron says, yeah, that one and won the mystery woman interview. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's on Leah's channel. Yeah, like I said, I have ones that I did on Gary's, when I first got here and dealt with a little bit of drama. Um, like I knew I was coming to the Philippines, met somebody online before I got here and things didn't work out, which that happens in everyday life. That's life. You meet people, it either works or it doesn't. And but I kind of had a video like that on Gary's channel, another channel. Leah did me too. And then on my channel, I interviewed her and my girlfriend Che. But thank you for watching them, Ron. I appreciate it. David is back. Hello, David. I never knew you left. I just thought you were being silent and quiet. And I know you're busy doing things too, getting ready. Eli says, hi, David. David says, hi, Chief. Lessrick says, I'm an expat from Los Angeles, California. All right, that's great. And you're in Bohol. So that's good to hear. I like meeting everybody because you can share your experiences that you've had in Bohol, how long you've been there, um, like other places you visited. Is like Bohol like your home base? I appreciate that, Lessrick. I'm always looking to meet foreigners, expats like myself to learn from, as well as learn from the locals too. I've only been in the Philippines maybe a total a year and a month between Dumaguete and Bacolod are the only places I've lived. So welcome, Lesrick. If you're interested, give us me a thumbs up or subscribe and stay in touch. Join us. You have a lot to offer to the community that I try to create. And like I said, my live streams go as long as people are here. You guys are the engine that keeps us going. And uh, yes, it cuts in a little bit to my walking, which I already did a lot, but I enjoy doing live streams. One thing I've learned coming from the United States, and I've said this before, people always ask you what you miss. Aside from certain foods and the quality of certain foods, I miss good conversation. And it's not usually you look to foreigners for certain topics of conversation that you can't really get here from the locals that can relate. So you bring that also to the live stream. My brother lived in Los Angeles. I'm born and raised in Pennsylvania. After college, my younger brother lived in LA, worked in the movie production business and stuff like that for many years until he decided he was tired of California. And then he came back. He's now in Pennsylvania, but I visited him a couple times in California while I was living there. But appreciate you being here, taking the time of your life. Uh, Ray says, hey, David. Chief says, hello, David Jessup. Ray says, where are you living now, Lesrick? I think he said Bohol. Um, Chief says, I got to get a couple things done. I'll check back in a few minutes. All right, Chief. Maybe you're making a beer run. I wasn't sure. Lesrick says, you're welcome to visit me in Panglao. That's where I've heard about Panglao, which I guess Alona Beach is part of Panglao and some other places. That'd be awesome. And Lesrick, if you like I said, I try to stay in contact with certain people that I can learn things from. Bohol is definitely a place of interest for me. Um, I have in my YouTube channel in my bio, I have my Instagram account as a way to communicate with me. I haven't put my Facebook up, or I don't know why I have, but if you can remember this, or Eli will put my name up again, you can go to Facebook and put Michael, Michael. Middle name is Lee, Lee. Last name is Scheller, Scheller. If you reach out to me on Facebook, friend me on Facebook, it'd be nice to have contact person to, you know, communicate with, and also, like you said, visit in you and Bohol. It's nice to have friends and show me the ropes, show me around. I appreciate that. I love meeting new people. This is what makes the doing YouTube the most fun for me is the people that you meet, especially on a live stream. Ray says, see, Michael, add a little alcohol to your live stream and I'll fix that thinking too much problem. Yes, Ray. Ugh, Ray. I'm laughing inside. Hey, Joe in Serenity, Philippines is here. I know you guys. Thank you for being back, Joe in Serenity. In the Philippines, how's your day going? Beautiful weather for me today. New McGetty's treat me good today. Nice little cool breeze, hiding behind this lamppost just to get a little shade. And the live stream's going good, longer than I anticipated. You know, showing at least 16 people here. Any of you guys, say hello, say where you're from. Don't be shy. I'm just an American living abroad here in the Philippines, enjoying the stress-free, simple life. And yeah, this is where I'm at. One of my favorite spots to come to in Dumaguete. I know it doesn't look like much, but on a normal everyday to day basis, I do my walking, do my talking, get my coffee, and yeah, I love it here. Um, Ray says, awesome, Lester. I'm definitely planning on a whole trip sometime next year. Ron says, I'm getting fall here. It was 42 degrees. It's probably the 90s there, right? Yeah, Ron, it's like 88 to 90 here right now. And the humidity is much lower. Like I said, there's nothing about the heat here bothers me. Nothing. The humidity here reminds me of Florida. I'm sure maybe it's worse here, but the biggest thing is you're closer to the equator, so the sun is stronger. That's like the biggest thing I notice. But by the water all the time, you always have a breeze, feels great. And today is really nice. 88. I'm guessing the humidity percentage is down lower than normal because I just don't know. I'm not sweating at all. Um, Not at all. But yeah, I don't miss your temperature there, Ron. But yeah, 88 to 90. Ray says if you get to the guy tie before then, beverage of your choice on me, brother. Yeah. If you're talking to me, Ray, it's coffee. That's my beverage of choice. Coffee shop, coconut water, get some calamansi. If we can find some honey, make some instead of lemonade, we'll make calamansi aid or lemonade. I can drink that too. But one of these days, Ray, one of these days I'm coming to God Tide, just like you're coming here. Um, I have to come up into your neck of the islands, not neck of the woods, because I got to visit you. I got to visit James and Karen. I got to visit Gino up that way. I got to visit as many people as possible whenever, you know, the situation presents itself. But thank you, Ray. David says, I won't do my own YouTube live. I'll just be a Camino on others' live YouTube channels. David, you're the best. You guys are all the best. But David, this guy, I mean, I have so much respect for David. I have so much respect for all you guys because it's like we're all, for the most part, friends on social media, but you get to know each other so well. And if you've never heard each other's voices, you kind of formulate what someone might sound like based off of their comments and personality. So live stream just gives you an opportunity to create this great community. And I truly appreciate it, love it. And, David's one of the good guys, and I love his green screen name. He looks cool because he's green. Ray says it's cooler here. Ron currently 77 in Tagaytay. Yeah, he's further north, so yeah, he's in the mountainous areas. Now you can be here in Dumaguete and go up in the mountains behind me. Can't see them, sort of behind it between those two buildings. And it gets cooler, like in Valencia and stuff like that. A lot of people live there. I just like being closer to the water. Lester says, came to the Philippines in June of 2024, got married to a great Filipina, built our home and love it life. That is awesome, dude. Like June of 2024. So you came 1 month before me. And I assume you were in an LDR with your girlfriend before you got here, which is awesome. You don't have a channel. Sounds like a great story to me. And then you built your home and you're loving life. See, that's great. Looking forward to meeting you. Like I said, Bohol, I can get on a boat here from Dumaguete, and I'm told a boat from Dumaguete to Bohol's 2 hours. So it would definitely be nice and an extra very beneficial to know somebody that lives over there. So I'm not quite fish out of water, and I'd appreciate any help and guidance and like showing me the places, and I'd be uh, forever grateful, if you had some time to be with me and my girlfriend when we come over there. So, like I said, Instagram contact is in my bio for YouTube. I gave you my name. Again, it's Michael Lee Scheller. Reach out to me on Facebook. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm glad you came on the live. See, this is awesome. Sometimes everything happens for a reason. So, now I have like a point of contact for Bohol, and you live there, so that even makes it even better, just because that's where you're at all the time. So I appreciate that. Uh, Ray said I'll make you a star, David, and that I wouldn't doubt. GW said I want to grab some medicine. I went to grab some medicine. I'm back now. Welcome back, GW. We're still here hanging. Ray says, I'll probably be having some medicine around 6 p.m. Yeah, not medicinal, non-medicinal, not rubbing alcohol either, not isopropyl alcohol. Tan do I, long neck. Uh, Eli says, hi, GW. GW said, what's up, Eli? Eli taking care of me again. There's my name, Michael Lee Scheller. You search that on Facebook. I'll come up. You'll see me with my girlfriend in the picture. Friend me. Um, Ray says, sub Joe and Serenity. Joe and Serenity is awesome. Thank you for being here, Joe and Serenity. Uh, yes, you are good, Eli. Thank you. How about you? Yes. I'm glad you're good. And I'm great. And thank you for taking care of putting my name on there. Joe says, wow, you got a nice view there. Yeah, again, I am so simple. The view of the ocean is a big deal to me here. If I'm going to live in a warm tropical area, I need this. That's just me. I mean, yeah, this is what I'm looking at and enjoying talking to you great people. But again, this isn't a beach. You could get in the water here. This isn't a beach. I'd have to go to Darwin or something like that. And obviously, the beaches in Darwin are nothing like the beaches that I've seen. I haven't been there yet, Bohol and Lesserick could attest to that. And that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm a beach guy. Now I can go to Sikihor across the island over here in 40 minutes. There's beaches over there. I do enjoy Sikihor. It's very province like, not a lot of people, not a lot of motorbikes, peaceful. But I've seen a lot of vloggers in Bohol that I watch their channels. I forget the one girl's name. It is with an M, and her husband, foreigner. Maybe Lesrick knows, but yeah. Uh, wait a minute. Yeah, but yeah, Joe and Serenity, great view. I'm just at peace. I'm happy. I can't. You can't buy this. I mean, I can't. There's no price. This is beautiful. GW said abandoned yesterday. I did something new. Did you see? Uh, Joe Serenity Philippines says, thanks, Ray. Thank you, Ray. Also from me, David says, I don't need to be famous, just infamous. In my mind, you're famous, David. You're a good hearted, kind man and thankful. And then Eli says, what something? He's asking uh, GW. Ray says, we are at 29 likes. I only see 28, but that's okay. It's not important. People either like me or they don't, or they like the live stream. Michael will try Balut at 30 likes. Ray, that's as bad as saying to me, Michael will do a drink at 30. I'll do a drink, but it'll be coffee or water or coconut water or calamansi juice. Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, I don't drink alcohol. Um, I am very particular about what I put in my body and what I put on my body. Um, Eli says, in your channel. GW says, yes. Ray says, I can help there too, David. Ron says, I added you on Facebook, Michael. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Like I said, this is why I love live stream. The people that you can meet. And the great people that you meet and the friends that you make definitely outweigh the trolls and the haters that come on here, which again doesn't bother me. It's okay. But um I just want people to be happy. Like Ray, we always say, like, being happy is like so contagious. And I wake up every morning in the Philippines happy as all can be. Can't say I ever had that at any other point in my life until I moved here. Eli says, all righty. Eli says, I'm going to look GW. GW says, what? Ray says, y'all can find me on Facebook if you search Ray Moore to Guy Tie. Another thing you forgot to do, Ray. on the YouTube live stream interview with Chaina, you got to put the link to my channel on in the description of the video in case people that watch the live stream are interested in subscribing, wondering about me more about me and Che. Just an FYI, unless you did it and I just didn't see it. Um, David says, just make sure your channel is famous, Ray. Yeah, because if you're not famous, how can David be infamous? GW, you don't have videos. Hmm. And then Eli says, oh, wait, that was the wrong channel. That might explain it. I only do short. GW says, I only do short because of my old mobile. Jay Brew. Hello, Jay Brew. Welcome to my channel, live streaming live from the Dumaguete, Philippines. From the United States, an American living abroad in the Philippines. And you're in a live stream about amongst a bunch of great people chatting about Philippines, basically living the happy life. Question: you know anybody with long COVID? No, I don't. I never had it. Uh, Never needed to get the freaking death jab, any of that garbage. I'm good, my friend. I'm good. Natural immunity for me, but no, I don't know anybody that had long COVID, and I'm sorry to anybody that did. Uh, GW says I have very less, I have very less storage, but I am enjoying with you guys. Uh, oh, you have very low storage. Thank you, GW. Ray says I'm working on it, David. Helicopter flight to my body video will be epic. Yeah, that will be epic. I'm jealous. That would be fun. Eli says, nice GW. Eli says, I saw it already. GW says, I'm enjoying my time, what I have now. GW says, welcome, Eli. Eli says, your videos are nice. GW says, thank you. Holy shit, Satoshi Yakamoto's here. What's up, man? Hey, I always got to wait for you. I know the time schedule you got there in Ireland, but welcome, Satoshi. Thank you for being here. You're a good guy. I'm always thankful when you show up. It's important that you're here. Eli says it's 29 like now, I guess. Who's the 29th like? I don't know. Not me. Uh, Hello, Satoshi. Wolfgang. I'm watching from Thailand, thinking like you. Staying here in Southeast Asia near the beach is all you can ask for in a life. Wolfgang, I'm not quite at the beach, and I'm jealous of you. Thank you for being here, Wolfgang. Yes, great minds think alike. But I'll take this for now. If I can see this when I do all my walking every day, uh, and this is just a small portion of Dumaguete, Philippines. This is all I can see every day. Wolfgang, that's a win-win situation for me. I know a lot. I haven't been to Thailand yet. My girlfriend actually has, and I have a lot of other friends there that love it. Food's great, infrastructure's great. Actually, costs are less there too. Um, yeah, my friends were in Hua Hin, Thailand, which I guess is two 2 to 3 hours drive away from Bangkok, if I remember correctly. They were in Hua Hin. So yeah, thank you for being here, Wolfgang. Uh, I'm all about I'm all about nature, beach, tropical, outdoors, or I wouldn't be here. But thank you for being here, Wolfgang, and thank you for the great comment. And if you're not a subscriber or you haven't liked it, you can give me a like. If my channel is something that might interest you, you can subscribe and join the ever continuing live streams that I try to have, and we build a community, and everybody kind of becomes friends. And it's like an informational live stream where new people come, regulars come, let us know where you're at, and then you can give insight as to where you're at for people looking to visit where you're at. So welcome. David says, yes, Ray, the helicopter ride will be great, but I plan to rappel out of it to take the beach at Michael W. Oh, wow. That's gonna be one hell of a video, you guys. Satoshi Satoshi says hi, and Satoshi's from Ireland, but I love his name. Wolfgang was like number 30. Thank you, Wolfgang. I appreciate it. I don't think I've ever gotten to 30 likes, and no sooner I say it, it'll probably drop below 30. But I think this might be a milestone for me, 30 likes. Again, I'm not one to celebrate any type of milestone because usually it easily disappears. But thank you for everybody that got me to 30 for the time being. Wolfgang sub me. Thank you, Wolfgang. Appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to learning more about Thailand. Um, I only know the little bit that people have told me, but the fact that you live there and I don't know how long you've been living there, but obviously more than me, so I can learn a lot more from you. Eli's talking about balut. I have no desire for balut. Uh, yeah. And I know people say, Michael, just drink, do a shot, get a little intoxicated. I can't drink. I don't drink, so that won't work. Um, GW said it's 32 now. I guess that means 32 degrees. I don't miss that. Satoshi says, "Where's Che Meister?" Che Meister, she was doing everything I said. I have my daily routine when we're not going anywhere or doing anything special, just living our simple everyday life. Satoshi, I got to do my exercise, my walk, and she doesn't usually do that much. She likes doing live streams once in a while, but not as much as me, and I get that. And it's technically it's my channel, so it's my responsibility to. Uh, this is my job to grow the channel, and I enjoy talking much more than her, and she's a little insecure with her English too. So she did good last night with the interview with Ray, but she'll be back again. She knows that I I don't ask much of her. Just once in a while, I just like to include her in the lives or the videos because I know a lot of you guys enjoy her as well. Uh, Ray says, "See, Michael, embrace the power of Balut." I'm sure it does have some power. My concern is the power of Balut might uh, power up my guts and not only vomit. And with me, Ray, here's the thing too. I have such a strict diet, and don't get me wrong, I have my cheat days, but being that I've never tried Balut and it's an unknown to my gut, I just think maybe my reaction might be bad. Plus the thought of I know what you guys say, 16-day Balut. Um, I just don't like that. I just I'm good with chicken eggs. Give me a dippy egg, give me a scrambled egg, but anybody else try Balut or not try Balut? Um, Ray says, just fix Michael link in pin comment. Thank you, Ray. You're such a great guy. And if you're not subscribed to Ray in the Philippines, subscribe to Ray in the Philippines. He's a good friend of mine, and I wouldn't have met him if not for YouTube. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't met all you guys if not for YouTube either. And that's why uh, I've made more better friends here in the Philippines than I've ever made my entire life in the United States. I have friends, long lasting friends in the US, but never like this. It's just different. I mean, it's obvious people are happier here, and I guess it's contagious, especially foreigners and the locals. Um, I'm just loving life. I don't know how else to put it. And that's what motivates me to do YouTube. And I can't do it without you guys. So thanks, Ray. Louis says, "Hey, Mike." Hey, Louis. Been waiting on you. Louis, back then you could not go to the Philippines without the jab. Yeah, I understand that. And you know what? I wouldn't have gotten it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, I just wasn't interested. And I put, I'm in control of what goes in and out of my body. And that's what I decided. And not for me. And I'm fine. I'm still alive. I'm not dying. I'm good. Um, but I understand what you said. Like I even had a friend that did that just so he could be here with his Filipina. Eli says, hi, Louis. Wolfgang says, I'm 7 kilometers or kilometers away from. Oh, so you're close to Wahin. Wolfgang. All right. So I'm sure you've been there then. Everybody I've talked to that's been to Wahin, they love it there. I guess it's more laid back than Bangkok, more uh, easygoing, more maybe family oriented there, maybe more chill, not the wild scene, maybe. Like I said, I've never been there yet, but I've seen video. Okay, Wolfgang says it's 3 hours south of Bangkok. Yeah, I remember when my girlfriend was with her friends, Leah and Gary, and they traveled by car to Wahin. I thought there was like 2 to 3 hours or something by car. They were there for 2 weeks. They loved it. They could see themselves living there. They loved it. I think their only concerning thing is if they didn't have a lot of friends there that spoke English, they might go a little crazy. That's kind of the only thing. They just said the language. Um, Not a lot of English speaking people in Thailand might be the only concern they had. I don't know how you feel about that, but let me know, like, how you dealt with the language barrier and stuff like that. Oh, you've been there since 2015. So Wolfgang, oh wow. Heck, you probably know how to speak Thai maybe, or you picked up on some of the language. Wow, so you've been there 10 plus years, a little over 10 years or so. That's awesome. Have you ever been to the Philippines, Wolfgang? I would guess you have if you've been in Asia. Uh, Eli says likes 31, someone on That's okay, Eli. That's cool. I'm good with it though. I'm happy with it, whatever I get. GW says, everyone make sure to like and subscribe. Let's go. Listen to GW. Don't get GW upset because he turns green. He's like the Hulk. He's like David's already green, so he's the Hulk. You don't want to make David angry. Um, 'Cause you wouldn't like him if you made him angry. David says, Ray, we will have a Starlink with us do the flight can be live. See, that's awesome. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm adding to my channel. That's my next step. I need Starlink Mini. I want to be able to bring people with me pretty much basically wherever I go. That's my goal. Um, I want to share and put people, let them be in my footsteps wherever I go, especially the people that can't come here, that can't be here due to health reasons or financial reasons, or whatever. I've had people say that as in compliment or comments. Thank you, Michael. I can live my dreams out through you because they just can't get to the Philippines. And that's like probably the best comment I've ever gotten. Um, GW says 33 likes, let's go. Wolfgang says about languages, do you speak Cebuano? I'm struggling to learn Thai. At least I can read it now, but slowly. Yeah, I'm not good at it. And it's my fault, Wolfgang. I guess you could just say I'm lazy. Or the fact that so many people speak English here in the Philippines is not forcing my hand. It's kind of like my one friend said that when he was living in China, he was forced to learn Chinese because he didn't have a choice. There's not a lot of English speaking people in China, at least at the time he was there. So, but since he's been in the Philippines, he had no desire to like, other than basic hello, how are you? Thank you. Those kind of things. That's kind of the way I am. I'm kind of bad about that. Um, which I'm surprised because I'm very eager to learn new stuff, but for whatever reason, I'm uh, lazy, procrastinating the thought of learning another language because English is here and it's just too convenient and my hands not being forced. But I just wondered about that, Wolfgang. GW says, what's up, Wolfgang? Louis says, I will often have balut. It tastes like chicken soup. Well, I like chicken soup. Trap House Gross says, America. Yeah, I'm from America. I'm from the United States. And here, I'll give you another shot of Dumaguete, Philippines, hanging out with you guys. And you guys are the engine. It keeps us live going. I'm still standing and I'm still hanging out, not deserting the live stream. Thanks to you guys. So thank you, Trap House Grows. Uh, I'm assuming maybe you're from America, but thank you for being here. Wolfgang, no balut for me. Ha ha. You and me both, Wolfgang. Thai have similar stuff. They eat half breeded chicken eggs. Ooh, I can't. Yeah. And I'm see, I'm not even a person who even tried it and then was like, nah, I won't even go that far to try it. And I'm usually pretty outgoing and I'm willing to try anything once, but for whatever reason, I can't do it. I'm just I'm not doing it. Uh Eli says, put some salt in the balut, Louis. Yeah. Che puts salt on pineapple, which kind of whoops. My AirPods, take them out. I think you guys are sleeping in the shark. I'm gonna sit this down for a second so I can put my AirPods in the case. Yeah, Che puts salt on everything. She puts it on pineapple because she says the pineapple is too sweet. But I actually like the sweet sour taste of pineapple. I don't get the whole salt thing. But that's fine. If that's what you like, do what you like. As long as it's sea salt or something like that, mineral salt, I would use it. Um, and then I like the sour mango as well. But then you see a lot of people, they put the vinegar or soy sauce. I don't need anything. I just like it sour. I like sweet mango too, but I really enjoy sour mango. Crunchy, I like it. Louis said recently I got me a jar of pickled quail eggs from Walmart. I add them to my noodles. Uh, I like pickled stuff, dill pickled stuff. I guess a dilled egg wouldn't be too bad. I love deviled eggs. I haven't had deviled eggs in forever. Love deviled eggs. Love eggs, period. GW says, Eli commented your video. Ray says, if I ever try again, I'll try 16 days. 17 balut was a little much. And see, that's what Ray had said. She likes balut. She hasn't eaten it once with me, probably because she knows I don't want any and she's just not interested. I don't know. She does 16 day. But I guess you can, I always said, how do you know by looking at it 16 day from 17 day? But everybody says they can tell a huge difference. Like I said, how would you ever even know if the 16 egg was actually 16? Maybe it's 15, I guess. Obviously, the higher the day, the more developed it is, which I'm not interested. Eli says, I commented back. Wolfgang said, yes, calmer and Wahine, but still close to all you need. Okay. Yeah, like that's another place. Like I could, other than Bohol in the Philippines, Boracay, I've been to Siquijor. I mean, there's lots of other places where my friends live and stuff. As far as outside the Philippines, I mean, Palawan's on my list, Camiguin Island's on my list here in the Philippines. Outside the Philippines, number one being in Asia, my first place I've always wanted to go to, whether or not it ends up being my first option. Japan has always been number one on my list. Then there's Thailand, and Bangkok, and then there's Wahine. Now that I've heard so many people talk about that, Da Nang, Vietnam. I have friends that have been to Da Nang, Vietnam, right in Da Nang, like Knights Beach, right, like being a beach kind of guy I am. They like that. They speak highly of Da Nang, Vietnam. Those would probably be, I guess, my top places. But Japan was always first. Whether or not that ends up being first, I don't know. But I've always had this, I don't know, interest in Japan. Joe in Serenity, Philippines says, you're becoming Filipino, Louis. Eli says, Ray is still ranked number one. Wolfgang said, sadly, not in the Philippines, only Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia. All right, Wolfgang. Do you ever have any thoughts of visiting the Philippines, Wolfgang? Just curious. Ray says, awesome. I'll do live and film at same time. Yeah, that would be, yeah, I think very interesting being in a helicopter. I would definitely do it, Ray. That's just an opportunity that doesn't happen every day. I would definitely do that. Wolfgang says, the longer I watch Philippine live streams, the more I'm longing to meet some of the people. Yeah, that's like, Wolfgang, that's the number one thing people always ask me what I love about the Philippines. And it's always the people's the first thing I say. It's not the beach, the ocean, all that. It's the people. I mean, maybe it's 1A, 1B, 1C kind of thing, but the people are always first, especially here in Dumaguete. And they were really nice in Siquijor too, like as far as all the places that I've been here. Ray says, of course, Wolfgang, we're awesome. Wolfgang says, Ray, I bet you are. Ray says, another typhoon coming, Verbena. Oh boy. I didn't know that. Thank you for the update. That's not necessarily an update I was looking forward to hearing. Thought maybe we were done. But thanks for the weather update, Ray. David says, so Mike, where's your better looking half? She's definitely better looking. True facts there, David. She is with probably at her mom's in Kanduai here. Like I said, her mom, they have like a little house here, and then they have another house, their main house up in their province. So they're very close here, like 10, 12 minutes away on a tricycle. She visits them. Like I said, when I'm out doing this, walking, coffee, exercise, that's where she goes. Because a lot of her friends are working, so that's what she does, spends a lot of time with her family. Wolfgang says the last typhoon is heading to Taiwan now. So are you saying the one that just hit through the Philippines, Wolfgang, is heading to Taiwan, or you're talking about the one that Ray just mentioned, this Verbena? Eli says wind is picking up. Here it's beautiful and I'm blessed and thankful. Ray says I put salt on watermelon. I'll try it on pineapple. But yeah, you might like it. I like watermelon just as it is. I don't know if I put salt on anything, like fruit-wise. Eli says, also I have a joke. How do waves say hello? They wave. Haha. Perfect. Yes, they definitely wave. They do that. Very good, Eli. Props to Eli. GW says, I think salt and pepper is best on watermelon. What I do. Yeah, I've heard people putting pepper, maybe not salt and pepper, but why not? Pepper on other things. Obviously, it just enhances the taste. I put black pepper on cantaloupe. There you go. Eli says, also don't forget sugar mixed with the watermelon rinds. Never did that. I'd probably like honey on watermelon, because watermelon's not, I've had sweet watermelon, but not overly sweet. I probably could do that. Wolfgang says, once while I lived in Austria back in the days, a workmate brought big black bugs to eat raw, but despite I wanted to try, after the 5th beer, I couldn't stand. Holy crap. Well, yeah, that's what you see about Bangkok. People eating, like, you see all these crazy bugs and like scorpions and yeah, a bunch of insects. I probably wouldn't do it, but like grasshoppers. And I mean, I remember growing up, people talk about chocolate covered grasshoppers. Verbena typhoon tracking to hit Mindanao. All right, Ray. Not good, but maybe good for me, but not good for Mindanao. Chief says, have you tried the pineapple juice yet? Yeah, Ray, have you tried your pineapple juice straight, or are you mixing? Wolfgang says, I know a very nice lady in Siquijor, Hearts. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm sure you do know a very nice lady in Siquijor. There's a lot of nice people all over here, at least that I've seen in the Philippines. Eli says, hi, Chief. Chief says, hey, Eli. GW said, if you ask me, I don't drink juice. I eat fruit. Oh yeah, you're chewing it up, so I guess it's juice to an extent after you chew it. But yeah, I like juice and fruit. I like both. Um, I always see like for in videos like vloggers that are in Bangkok and stuff. I like seeing all the different fruit juices they're making, like watermelon juice and all this stuff. And I guess, you know, you can get it pretty basically natural. I don't know if they have honey there and those street vendor, street food stuff in Bangkok. I'm sure Wolfgang, you could answer that, but I'm more of a natural sweetener kind of guy. I don't know, like, you know, you see the coconut drinks they have there, but I don't know what kind of sweetener they're using. And I kind of stay away from processed sugar at all costs if I can. Wolfgang said, but I'm married to Thai wife. That's fine. That is fine. You're happily married. Yes, the last who hits the Visayas. Chief says, GW, Ray got some juice. I was wondering if he tried it yet. I'm waiting until 6. Yeah, he's got Tandui left to put in that pineapple juice. And Eli says, I'm waiting for your stream. GW says, Chief, I think we'll drink in live stream. Yeah, he was pretty good last night when he interviewed me and Che. So he was drinking, I think, only out of his Hello Kitty cup. So I'll give him my blessing for tonight. You and Chief can instigate each other. Wolfgang says, like the tour guide in Hong Kong explained, everything which shows the back to the sky, you can eat Chinese. Yeah, everything which shows the back to the sky, you can eat. Exactly. Chief says, Ray, I might have to cheat and have a drink now. Yeah, I think you're due for a drink, Chief. Hey, Navy woman, thanks for dropping by. And thanks for giving me a like as well. You know I dropped by and yours. Everybody, if you need to know, Navy woman here, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to her channel. She is a very influential live streamer on YouTube. She literally did a live stream as she slept for the night and got 33,000 plus views. She's my hero because I don't know, I'm sure I couldn't go to sleep and do a live stream of myself sleeping and get 33,000 views. So props to you, Navy woman. You're my hero. Salute. But thank you for the like. Ray says, yes, Chief, you are more slow and steady. And Chief says, hello to Miss Navy woman. Navy woman says she's streaming too. Well, thank you for being streaming and actually popping in the mine. I appreciate it. Oh, that's right. Her name's Amy. Thank you, Ray, for the reminder. Navy says hello to Chief. Wolfgang said, did you ever try stevia to sweeten? They call it sweet weed, no problem for the body. Yes, I do stevia and monk fruit other than honey. Like if I don't have honey, I have organic stevia packets that I brought with me from the US. So I have stevia sweetener, and I've also done monk fruit. Yes, there no problem with those. But yeah, that's good. You know that. Exactly. Yep, that's what I use, Wolfgang. And Chief says hello to Wolfgang. And then Wolfgang says, since I defeated colon cancer, I stay away from sugar also. Sugar kills. That's what I try to tell people. It is. Processed sugars, in my opinion, causes a lot of problems. Maybe not right away, but it's like the silent killer, the sweet killer. Yeah, my sweetener's all natural. Not sugar cane, that'd be fine. If you can get pure sugar cane, no added other stuff. There's another YouTuber vlogger that had cancer issues, and he defeated it, if I remember correctly. Gino from his channel, Dazzle TV, and he stays away from processed sugars also. I don't think it's a coincidence, but again, everybody needs to do what's best for themselves, and my choice is exactly what you're doing, Wolfgang. GW said, Chief, which one are you preparing? Ray says, yep, I'm going to put on one of Lynn's nightgowns and do a sleeping live stream. Do it, Ray. Do it. If you do that, and I mean, I can't see how you wouldn't get 30,000 views. David says, well, I'm going to sleep, but only my dog will be watching me. Good, your dog's keeping an eye out for you. That's good. Rest well, David. Yeah, good night, David. Thanks for coming into the live. Appreciate it. Glad you're healing up. Glad you're going to be close to coming to the Philippines. And thank you for being a good friend. Wolfgang says hi at Chief. Ray says, sweet dreams, sassy dad. GW says, Ray, make sure to wear your t-shirt while sleeping if you do a live stream. Well, yeah, if he does a live, he's going to be in a nightgown. He ain't going to need a t-shirt. At least I thought nightgowns were a full body. Oh, Dave says, I'm standing on the side of the road in Thailand because my flight is delayed for an hour and I don't want to be inside because I want vitamin D. I wish Filipinos would want vitamin D. I think they want it, David. I just think they don't know. They're not aware of that because people have tried to make the sun so bad for you, much worse for you than it really is. But I don't know. They don't know, I guess, and they need to do their research, and that's all I can tell people. David said, okay, Ray, so people know my dog's name is Sassy. And Chief says, thanks for clearing that up, David. Good night, Sassy and David. And Ray says, can't wait to meet Sassy and see how she does on a helicopter. Yeah, no doubt. Dog on a helicopter, that's something different. And Sassy is also coming to the Philippines. Good for you, David. Don't leave Sassy behind. I'm sure Sassy's one of your best companions in life. Like they always said, a dog is a man's best friend. Well, I think I'm getting close to maybe should end this stream on a positive note. And I want to thank everybody who's here, new subscribers who become new friends. If you liked it or you didn't like it, thank you. If you subscribed or didn't subscribe, either way, thank you. I'm glad you guys all joined me today. Wherever you're at in the world, nighttime, daytime, giving your time up for me. I'm learning from you just as much as you're learning from me. What's GW saying? Or wait, let me go back here. Dave says the sun may age your skin, and it probably does, but yeah, Filipinos have no idea the benefits of sun. Yeah, you need some direct sunlight. You can potentially age your skin if you're not good about it. And if you need to wear some sort of sun protection, sunscreen, get all natural sunscreen, not the name brand stuff that's got chemicals in it, but read the ingredients on the back or on the bottle or whatever you buy. If you don't know what it is, it's probably the first indicator that it's no good for you. If you can't even pronounce it. And then if you look it up, see what it is. A lot of it's chemical based. I don't want that on my body. Remember, we absorb everything through our skin. So with that being said, let me, GW says, I'm going to purchase something to drink. Any suggestion because it's my first time? And tell something light one. Chief. I don't have any suggestions on what to drink other than coconut water, calamansi juice, a good double espresso coffee maybe. David says Sassy has been on planes and helicopter. That's great. Sounds like a great dog. Chona Adventure Vlogs, hello. I got to say hi to you. I'm not going to jump off ship. I'm getting ready to end the live, but I want to just read all these. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I always look for you on your lives too, Chona. I appreciate Chona Adventure Vlogs. Chief says, GW, I wouldn't suggest starting. Yeah, Chona, another hi. Dave said, something simple is cute. Thank you, Dave. You're always very, very complimentary of me. My mother and father are the reason. If you think I'm cute, they have everything to do with it. My mother and father are good-looking, handsome and beautiful older people, and I love them to death and miss my mother and father. Ray says, see you later, Michael, for you and Chase dinner entertainment. Exactly, Ray. GW says, it was expected, Chief. Chief says, your body is made for water, stick with it. Amen, Chief. Chona says, hello, something simple. Hello, Chona. Thank you for popping in. Wolfgang, yes, Red Horse all over the place here in the Philippines. It's probably the beer of choice. Number one here in the Philippines that I know of. Although I don't drink at Wolfgang. But Wolfgang, I'm glad you were here. Nice to meet you. I think you said you did sub. If not, sub. Keep in touch. Reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. My Instagram link's in my bio on YouTube. But again, thank you, everybody. God bless you all. Just live life, be happy. And if you need a change in your life and you want to add happiness to your life, come to Southeast Asia. Come to the Philippines. Go to Thailand. Change your life. Make changes. Don't settle. Don't just settle. Don't think there's nothing else out there. Don't just be content. Don't be in your end days someday saying, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. I wish I did this. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not that guy because I just got up and left and did something that I never thought I'd do. Live life outside your comfort zone and do it. Anyway, GW says, let's go, everyone, with Chief, and love you, everyone. Chief, we love everybody, right? We love everybody. Love is happiness. Happiness is love. Love is forgiveness. Forgiveness is love. I could go on and on. But anyway, Wolfgang, I subbed right. See you the next time. Thank you, Wolfgang. I will see you the next time. And don't be afraid to reach out to me. Love you, everybody. Peace. American in the Philippines. Something simple. Love you. Bye.